So, to start off, thank you very much. Apologies for the delay in starting, guys. Now, for the viewers in our ever-expanding base of fans, I want to explain. I made a mistake last week in the spells that I use. I actually have a first edition print of Xanathar's Guide, and in that edition, how the spell that I used, which was negative gate energy or something like that, it basically stated that I could target every single person I could see within 60 feet radius, when in fact it's one person I could see in 60-foot radius. Obviously, this is my mistake. I did not check the spell specs online, and I will put my head up and say everybody makes mistakes, and I apologize about making mine. So to rectify this, all of the characters have got 25 HP back, and they have inspiration to use once within this battle, which means our character favorite Rennas is alive. Korgrin and Arrabella are up. However, this is still going to be a dangerous fight, which is why everybody didn't get all their HP back. So, where's the turn tracker? There we are. Now, so, jumping straight into it. So, the necrotic energy dies down, and all of you are hurt, especially those who are clumped together. Now you can see 4 high-level priests of the ornamental slumber, known as the slumber pillars, direct attendants of archpriests. Now that their invisibility is worn off, they are going again to attack. Alright. So, starting off will be the Slumber Pillars turn. So, with all of them together, they are all going to... They are going to cut all 4 of them are going to cast a 4th level spell, and they are going to cast greater invisibility on themselves. Now, Verity, is there any? Would you like to try and counterspell one of those?
I mean, there's no point in only having one of them revealed. I mean, we're all going to be focusing on Darius, right?
I don't know. It's up to you.
And I'm stood right at the door.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I am at the door, but like
you are at the door, but then they don't look like they're meaning to escape. And just so you guys are aware, greater invisibility means that they can continue attacking invisible, as in when they cast spells, they will not become visible. It will last for a minute.
I don't have too many high levels left, so I'm probably going to have to leave it.
All right, no worries. So that is going to be their action. Bellatrix, you are going to get an opportunity attack at disadvantage because you can hear the one next to you running away.
Okay. I'm going to be using the purple sword for these.
All right, make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. 17.
17 is actually going to be a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, I'm not raging, so take the 2 off.
So that'll be 11 points of damage against that guy. So as you hear him running away, you swing wildly with the vorpal sword, and you hear this like as you see a bit of a drop of blood hit the ground. But that's as far as all you can see about it. Right, Otti, you're up next.
Is the room clean?
What do you mean clean?
Is there dust anywhere? Is there any way that we could see where they're going? Footprints, I'm thinking.
Go ahead and make. You can spend your action to try and do a perception check.
Yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can. If I knew that there was one here, if there's one around this area, I'm going to see if there's anyone around here.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check, please.
Oops. It's a 19.
Right. I'm going to have him do a stealth check at advantage to try and counteract that.
Should that one also be making a concentration check for being hit by...
No, because greater invisibility, I don't think that's concentration.
I think it is.
Let me just double check that.
Concentration up to 1 minute.
Oh, yes, alright. So I'll have him do the constitution check. No, that's a fail. So, as he's running away, his invisibility does actually fail. So, good job on that one. So he's actually down there, so you can see him.
Okay, I'm going to shout and say he's down here.
Well,
And
everybody can see that. So.
We can see him.
Yeah, that's... And
You
I'm
can
going
use-
to...
you can try and identify one of the other ones if you want. Well, I can redact that perception. You can do another action, or you can use that perception to try and identify one of the other.
Yeah. I'll see if there's another one around here then, and see if there's anything up by.
All right, I'm going to have them do a stealth check at advantage.
Oh, that was an accident. Sorry. No, it didn't go. That's fine.
All right, so that is a 19. So
That's 20.
you have. I was going against your 19. So you can hear one of them breathing over here somewhere. So somewhere in one of those 4 circles there, or 4 squares.
And I pointed them out to everyone that I think there's something there.
So I'll just actually draw that there. So in you hear heavy breathing in one of those 4 circles there.
Okay, and I'm going to take a step over here to try and protect Bella a little bit.
Okay. Alright. Where is he? NPCs. Right. Right, so it's Head Necromancer Gatan's turn. He is livid in his dead-eyed looking way. He is going to point at Darius, and he's going to say, You are a failure as a student, you are a failure as an archpriest, and you'll be a failure in death. And he is going to cast a 7th level spell at him. He's going to cast Finger of Death at him.
Chicka bow wow.
Darius is going to try and counter spell that. Like it's only
Can I
like, it's
counterspell
really
his counterspell?
one of the archpriests will counterspell your counterspell.
Yeah.
So I'll mark that down in front of it. Go ahead and mark that down. Okay.
No, I'm saying I was joking about.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Like I've only got like a level 4 and a level 5 left, so it's like I can't.
Right.
Not with what I've got planned.
That's a fail on the counterspell. So Darius needs to make a Constitution saving throw. That is a success. So he's only going to take half damage on this one. So that's 7d8 plus 30. So that is going to be 31 points of necrotic damage against Archpriest Darius. So you see this greenish energy shoot out from Gatan's hand, and it strikes Darius in the chest. And you can see his already kind of sweaty, sunken skin goes even greyer and paler. But he resists the main effect. Bellatrix, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire in this cube here.
So that's 2 dexterity saving throws, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know how many people are there.
Alright. First one, second. 16 and 14.
14 fails.
Alright, so that will be this guy here. So he lights up like a Christmas tree. So even though he's still invisible, you can see the outline shape of him. So kind of, it doesn't stop the invisibility, it just makes them have no bonus from the invisibility, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your action. Anything else, Bellatrix?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Because I can't bonus action drink a potion, can I? Or can I?
You can bonus action drink.
Oh, okay. I'll do that then.
Looks like he's staying down, doesn't he?
Let me just check which ones I've got. I have a superior. I'm going to take a superior.
Okay, that's 8d8 plus 8.
8 plus 8. That's a lot.
All right. And go ahead and move anywhere if you'd like to. Rennas, you're up.
Okie doke. Rennas is moving to there and to there, dropping his bow, and he is going to attempt to grapple Mr. Darius.
All right. He's going to make an athletics check to try and resist that. He's not very strong.
Or am I?
No, you grab him. He can no longer move.
Okay, doke. What I'd like to do, I'm not actually going to attack, but what the whole thing in my head was, put my dagger to his throat and yell out to his fucking flunkies, show yourselves or I slit your fucking leader's neck.
Right. You're going to have to restrain him on your next turn if you want to try and do that.
Right, okay. No, that's fair.
Combat-wise, you've grabbed him. He can't move at the moment. So you've just got him up. You got him by the arm. He's resisting, but on your next action, you can just try and pin him down and get your knife to his throat.
I will neck a greater healing potion.
All right, that will be
My
4d4
other hand,
plus,
and then, yeah.
4d4 plus 4. All right, Verity, you're up.
So bonus action, I'm going to use my healing hands because I always forget I have them,
Yep.
and do 46 healing to Arrabella.
Okay.
So 46. So that's 11 points back.
Thank you.
No problem. And then, if I was to stick my head out the door
Yep.
and just alert the guards, would that be an action?
That would be an action, yes.
I'm gonna step outside the room so I have the full cover of the door, which I close behind me.
Okay, so you close the door. You can no longer see what's happening in there.
That's fine. I can still listen, and I'm just gonna using thaumaturgy to project my voice or anything. Just be like, Necromancer Catan's being attacked by Archpriest Darius with occultic members. Send guards.
Right, so that
Champions
booms
of the
out
arena
down.
are trying to help.
That booms out down the corridor, and you can see it actually shakes some of the walls a little bit. That dust falls off of it, and the little spiders crawl away into the little hidey holes. You can see a few rats just get spooked and run off. But if anybody is nearby, they definitely heard that. Okay, so Arri, it's your turn.
Well, we're in the main place, aren't we? I don't know.
You're in the menagerie.
Yeah, so I assume there'll be at least some guards wandering around.
Oh yeah.
Okie dokie. The
Can
thing
I
about the
do something?
champions being there to help Necromancer Catan, very important thing in my statement. We are helping.
All right. So, Arri, you're up.
Okay, so I am going to. I assume Rennas has got his rope out, considering his intention is to restrain us.
That's right. Yeah.
I am going to do that. Basically, I'm going to restrain him while he's there.
Right. You're going to have to make an opposed athletics check against him to try and restrain, because he is going to try and resist. 18. So, with Rennas holding him, Arri takes the rope out and starts binding his hands down, and basically, he is now considered restrained. Okay.
Okay.
So as you'll go. So, on Darius's turn. So how can I just confirm how you have restrained him with the rope in 6 seconds? Basically, have you just tied his arms together, or have you tied his legs together?
I would have tied his arms together and probably set him on the back of his knees while he's kneeling on the floor.
Okay.
Let's be fair, I wouldn't be able to reach his hands otherwise. I'm fucking tiny.
Yeah. All right. Okay, what he is going to do, because I'm going to say he can no longer use any somatic stuff, but he can still use verbal stuff. So he is going to... He's going to use a 5th level spell slot to cast Blindness Deafness, which is a verbal spell. So he's going to target Rennas, Arri, and Bellatrix. So Korgrin. Can you, all three of you, make Constitution saving throws, please? So Arri saves. Korgrin and Rennas, you fail. So you two become blind as your eyes just sort of gloss over in this whiteness, and you can no longer see through its perpetual. Arri, you are able to shake off the effect, and he's going to call out for his guards to help him. All right, so. Okay, so Korgrin, you're up.
Okay. 2 seconds. I'm just reading something. I do know what I want to do. I just want to know what it does.
All right. So blindness lasts for a minute, and you can repeat your saving throw at the end of each of your turns. You know.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was my divine plate. I was reading something up about.
Oh no, I was just
that's...
reiterating that. So.
Thank you. Reroll numbers or double number roll. There we go. Okay. So since I can't see, it doesn't really change what I was going to do anyway. But I would like to use shit.
Don't think that'd be very effective.
No, I've just had a bad. None of the Sumbler priests have used their reactions this turn, have they?
No, they haven't. No.
Cool.
But you got 4. You know for a fact you got 4 counterspellers in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's never mind. My plan's just gone out the fucking window. Shit. Okay. Then I will. That changes everything. Literally, the turn before my turn. I had everything sorted. I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
He's a slippery one.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So that'd be that. Shit. I'm just going to neck a potion as a bonus action, take a step back. Fumbling my way. And cast. Do I even want to cast anything?
Got any cantrips?
Oh, no, it's tricky, isn't it? It's tricky.
When I knew exactly what I was going to do on my turn, yeah, it is. I'm going to whack him. I'm just going to whack him.
Make an attack roll of disadvantage. Well, technically it'll be a straight up roll because
Yeah.
he's restrained, so. That's a hit.
Nice.
So you can't see anything, Korgrin, but you know Darius can't move at the moment. And you whack him with all your might. You just hear, as you know your hammer has connected with his face.
Jesus. Fucking potion down, Christ. That is not how I intended my turn to go. I've only got a superior, so that's the one I'm going to use.
Right, 88 plus 8. Alright, so there is the priest's Slumber Pillar's turn.
Fuck, sorry guys.
Let's chill.
25 plus 83.
Alright. So, there are going to be...
Can't he roll against the blindness now at the end of his turn?
Yeah, he can roll against the blindness now. So make another Constitution saving throw.
Bonk. Not good.
That is not going to pass it, unfortunately.
Nah. Unless it's above like 17, I get a feeling it's not going to work.
Alright, so... Okay, so... Oh, mate. Choices.
You fucked me.
Alright, so... one of the slumber priests emanating from over here is going to cast... let me just double check the exact specifics of the door of the spell. The fire spreads around corners and ignites flammable objects. Cool. Zach, give me your honest opinion. If I casted Fireball at the door where Verity is hiding behind, would that get her?
I don't think so.
Right, the full cover.
Well, don't you just get a plus?
I'm at full cover.
Yeah, don't you just get a plus to any dex saves that you make because of the benefit of the door? So
Full cover means that you can't be attacked at the moment, but that's why it's an area spell.
Yeah, if unless it specifically says that it goes around corners or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's what it says. It says the fire spreads around corners, but it's a door.
Would the head necromancer have a fireproof door?
No, you wouldn't.
No.
No. He'd have a necrotically inclined to resist the door, but not a fire one.
Okay.
Maybe if it
what I'll do is I'll make it half damage regardless, but you can still make the dex save to see if you can make it quarter damage, Verity.
A target with total cover can't be targeted directly by an attack or a spell, although some spells can reach such a target by including it in an area of effect.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to get, because the door is like completely covering you, I'll give you a half spell on this, or half damage on it automatically. But go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can. So that's going to be a fail. So you will be taking.
A target with 3/4 cover has a +5 bonus to AC and Dex saving throws.
1,
so I don't know if
3,
that
4,
helps.
5. That brings it to 12.
12.
That's still not gonna do it, unfortunately. Okay, so they're casting this at a 4th level. So it's going to be 9d6. Right, so half that down to 15 points of fire damage against Verity.
15.
Yep.
Okay. Oh no! Don't waste all your level 4 or 5 spells on me.
The another one that's generating over here by this book is firing another fireball. It's going to hit. Generally aim it for roughly about here, or more over here. So he's going to try and get Otti, Bellatrix, and Korgrin, but he's going to avoid Rennas because he'll hit Darius in this case.
Won't he be hitting his mate as well?
That's a good question, actually, but I don't think he cares.
Fair.
If I get disadvantage on dex or anything because I'm blind and deaf, does that affect that?
No, you're not going to get hit, Rennas. It's Bellatrix, Korgrin, and Otti that are going to get this. So.
Sorry.
So, Korgrin, you, as blinded, I believe you automatically failed that saving throw. Dexterity saving, don't you?
I thought it's strength.
But doesn't the sling the alarm give advantage? Or is that just on surprises?
Just surprises.
Yeah, it's just surprises.
I'll check what a blinded condition does.
No, it just means you automatically fail an ability check that requires sight. So it's not an ability check; it's a saving throw. So you nothing happens. You can make the save.
Worst case scenario, I still have my ring of evasion as well because we long rested. So I'm not going to charge off ring of evasion.
Right.
So and then Bellatrix and Otti as well. This is another 4th level fireball. That's a save from Bella and Otti.
So I'm 1 out of 3.
That's a fail from Otti.
It's actually a 15. It hasn't added my +2 from my shield.
Alright, well that just makes it then. So half that down to 14 points of fire damage towards all of you. Alright, the one who's no longer invisible, he is going to position himself a little bit. No, hold on. This is a tricky one. No, he is going to cast Blight on Otti. Can you make a Constitution saving throw, please, Otti?
I sure can.
We all have inspiration, remember, guys?
Yeah, remember, you all have one time.
It's a 14.
You do have inspiration, because that would be a fail.
I will re-roll it then. That's better.
That's a save. So you take half damage on this. Ooh, got the slash. Alright, so half of that will be 22 points of necrotic damage against you.
Ouch.
As
Was that
the,
this one down here that did that?
No, yeah, the one that was visible, yeah. So black wisps of energy shoots forth from his hand and envelops you, Otti, and by the time it basically washes over you like a cocoon, and when it dies away, your muscles are lessened, you are out of breath, and you are hurt. And then the one who is over here, he is going to... He's going to rush up to Arrabella, and because he can no longer get the benefit of being invisible, he is going to make cast Vampiric Touch against you.
Okay.
And that's going to be at 4th level. No, he's not going to do that because that will get rid of his well, no, it will do it because he can't be invisible anymore. So he will do that. It will replace his concentration. So he's going to make a melee spell attack against you. So, 24 to hit. Is that a hit? Does your shield not do anything?
It will not do a thing. I can get it
Right.
up to 21.
21.
So this is 4. Alright, so that is 15, 18 points of necrotic damage against you.
Okay.
And as the energy saps out of you from this touch as he grabs you on the arm, you can feel him, you can see him even kind of just get a little beefier.
What a dick.
And I can continue to make the attack on each of your turns. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so that is going to be their turn. Otti, you're up.
I am going to live dangerously. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to hit this guy with HUD.
Okay. That's a hit.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
That's not much better, but that's something.
So you get him with HUD. You bed it into his shoulder. It pushes you off of him, but you can see he's actually quite hurt actually from the attacks he suffered.
Can I do a bonus action between my 2 attacks? Would you allow that?
Well, yeah, your attack action. If your 2 attacks is part of your attack action, so you still have a bonus action.
So yeah, so if I do a bonus action now and then attack afterwards, can I do that?
Yeah, I don't see a problem behind it.
Only because I forgot to do it before. I'm going to use my shield as a bonus action and push him against the wall.
Okay, so that'll be an opposed athletics check.
Yeah.
They're not insanely strong. 13 from me. So he's pushed up against the wall. So yeah, he's as far back as he can go there.
I'm going to hit him with HUD again.
All right, make an attack roll. That's another hit.
That's better.
This one, you get him into the midriff section, and he starts bleeding profusely over the axe. You withdraw the axe, and he looks like he's woozy a little. He ain't got much left in him. All right, it is Gatan's turn. Gatan is still fucking furious. He's used his 7th level.
Please don't kill him, Gatan.
He is actually going to use...
He's going to use menacing laugh. You'll die.
Everyone make a con save. We'll be creeped out by the guy.
Alright, I'm going to
Failed.
use that. He's going to cast Big B's hands.
Oh,
Hey!
But does it come out as like a rotting hand
It
instead?
does come out as a skeletal hand, and he's going to use the grasping hand motion to grab Darius. So he is going to. What? It doesn't. What is this? Verity, what's the strength stats of Big D's hands?
It's
25?
24.
24.
I believe
26.
it-
26.
Hold on. There we go. That's what it is on here.
26. Yeah. So he's going to make 28. So D20 plus 8.
Oh yeah, it's 26.
So that's 10 to grab him from Darius. And now for this, Darius. No, that's for Guitar. Now for Darius.
isn't he restrained? So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
so-
restrained.
just
with the
restrained.
grasping.
Well, he's already restrained, so he automatically fails. No. Yeah. So the rope is around him. The rope is around him, and the greenish skeletal hand also grabs him around the shoulders, and now he's Guitar is definitely looking like he wants to crush the light out of him. Bellatrix, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna take one sidestep and I'm gonna swing it. Oh, actually, now I'm gonna have to get closer. I'm getting closer. Now I'm gonna attack this dude.
Okay.
Oh, my character sheet's over there. Advantage, yes.
That's a hit. You catch him around, you slash him down the side. He stumbles over a little. And the energy that he's just gotten from sucking it out of Arrabella, you've already spilled it out over the blade.
Okay, going again.
Alright. That's another hit. That's 4 points of damage. This time you pierce him into the gut himself. You withdraw. He's looking very hurt.
Okay, concentration check? Does he need to do that?
Yes, yeah, he needs to make 2 concentration checks. 13, which is a success, and 7, which is a fail. The vampiric touch on Arrabella vanishes. And that grey dead-like mark you had on your hand, Barry, disappears. All right, Rennas, it's your turn.
Okie doke. Rennas is going to take out his magical poisony dagger, attempt to put it to Darius's throat, just like waving around until he feels something throat-like. And then yell out, "You invisible bastards, better show yourself or I slit your leader's throat."
In response to that, Darius is going to shout out, "For the glory of the mistress!"
I slit his throat. Or I stab him with my knife.
Make an attack roll at advantage.
We need him alive.
Would this not be straight roll because I'm still blind?
Yeah, that'll be a straight roll. This would be lethal damage, just so you're aware. You can't non-lethal somebody's throat.
I mean, I did warn him.
And I'll consider you yourself enraged, Bellatrix. That's a hit.
Guys, I might have killed him.
If he
I
ain't
do get
dying,
sneak, 'cause
he's
he's
Jesus
like-
dead.
fucking Christ.
As he screams this out, Rennas, basically you can feel over his face, his slimy, greasy face. You catch where his teeth is. He bites down on a tooth, and that's where you know you've got him. You reach around and you just cut his throat. And you just all feel him go limp in your arms.
Does anyone have spare the dying cantrip?
I think it's...
Verity, it's your turn.
Okay, so I poke my head in and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, run it!
I warned him!
Your hair's a little singed from the explosion, but you're okay.
I warned him, and now I got to reroll my constitution check.
Can I
Dave?
tell that?
No. Yes, reroll, because even though he's dead, it will still last for a minute. So, That is a fail. You're still blind.
Good.
Can I see that Korgrin is blind?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can see him sort of going. What's going on? Where is everyone?
Rude. I'd be much more confident than that.
Because I only have level 4, I'm gonna level 4 dispel magic on him. Blind.
Yeah. Can you roll a d20 as your spellcasting modifier? It was cast at the 5th level.
Ah, fuck. What's my spellcasting modifier?
Your charisma.
Yeah, it is 4. Okay, so d20 plus 4.
Unfortunately,
Can I use my inspiration to re-roll that?
Of course you can.
Fuck's sake!
Unfortunately, you cast a dispel magic, but it's not enough to wash away the necrotic energy that seeps in this room.
Okay, no wild magic either.
No wild magic. Okay.
Blindness deafness is like a level 2. Why did they cast it at a higher level?
Because that's all he could do, and it affected more than one person that way.
Okay. And then bonus action. I don't have anything I can do as a bonus action, really, can I? I'm gonna convert a spell to some sorcery points.
No worries. All right, Arri, it's your turn.
Hide behind the door again.
One of those, that slumber priest is still glowing, but he no longer has the invisibility, so you have advantage on melee attacks.
Fab. So I'm going to bonus action neck my superior healing potion, which is 88 plus 8.
That's correct, yes. 45 hit points back to you.
Oh, why do I have to math when I've been mathing all day? There we go.
Just plus.
And then I'm going to...
I hate to tell you about this D&D thing, Arri.
I'm going to whack him with my quarterstaff. Oh,
right,
so
mate.
close to being a nat 20.
You have an advantage.
Oh, I'll do
That's
it
a fairy
again then.
fire.
You never know. No.
No, still a hit though. So you whack him across the face, and you actually knock his headdress off, and now you just see kind of a bald-headed, shaven, grey-skinned man with like veiny black eyes. Just you don't see the bottom section, just the top half, and he's looking desperate.
Okay, and I'll do it again.
All right.
Yes! I get to take an extra something or other damage off him because it's the Staff of Life Stealing.
Oh, nice.
And when I attack a creature
Yeah,
with a
back.
magic weapon and roll a 20 on the attack roll, that target takes an extra 10 necrotic damage if it isn't a construct or undead, and I also gain 10.
Yeah.
So it's that plus 10. Or, do your math plus 10.
Okay.
I'm done with math.
All right. So you rolled 10, add the 2 to it, so that's 12 points of damage against him.
And then the extra 10 necrotic.
So it's 22 points of damage against him.
And I get 10 temporary hit points.
There we go. So, spinning the quarterstaff around just as he's looking desperate, you shove it forward and you go straight through the cloth where his mouth would be, and you just go, and you feel this horrifying snap, which is the back of his head. His spine, his spinal cord is severed from his skull just from the blow from this quarterstaff. He falls down to the ground, dead.
Oops. Nice.
Good. Says him for giving me a vampire touch.
All right, Darius is down. Korgrin, you're up.
That had better not be the sound of Darius! Go into the blood of his throat!
You can't hear it, you're deaf.
I'm blind.
No, he's blind.
That's why my eyes are closed.
You're blind and deaf.
No, you got to pick the one, and he. Picked
Oh, okay. It's only because I just realised that I wouldn't have heard him shout that, and when I said so, but apparently I would have done so fine.
Can I heal Darius by any chance?
If you can find him.
Very.
I mean, I'm not being funny. We're in the head necromancer's office. If the head necromancer can't talk to fucking dead people, he's the shittest head necromancer ever.
It's not about that. It's about they've got to be friendly. Otherwise, they know that you're an enemy and they don't have to give you anything.
Yeah. Gatar may have other ways that you don't know.
Either way, bonus action healing word on Darius.
He is dead.
I don't want to revivify the fucker.
To speak to dirt.
They can still determine you're an enemy and choose not to answer. That's the thing.
You're right. You're right.
All we can
Oh.
do is go after combat.
We can put on the gear of the other guys and be like, "We won, Master."
That's only
And this
worked
is-
once so far. Either way, I'm still fucking
I mean,
blind.
Rennas is really good at deception. It's possible.
I'm just going
I will
to
happily try it afterwards.
a.
For now, we're in combat. Stop trying to heal the enemy.
The dead enemy.
I'm
going to
not as good as Rennas, mind.
yeet a guiding bolt at the one by Otti, which is going to be at disadvantage anyway,
right,
because I'm still blind. It's just a first level. It's nothing special.
No worries.
10.
That's gonna be a miss, unfortunately.
That's me. I will then con save, which I will just advantage it because of the inspiration. Does 19 succeed?
That does succeed. So you shake off the effect of being blind.
I whip around and I see his fucking lifeless corpse and I'm just, oh!
For fuck's sake!
It's always people we need alive! Always!
Because you need everyone alive. Fucking freak. They're enemies. Kill them.
I'm sorry, you're still blind.
It's a sun.
Definitely, you said it.
All right, OT, can you make another Constitution saving throw? As the one in front of you is going to use his last 4th level spell slot to cast Blight. Oh. That is a fail.
I'm going to say it's safe to say that I'm down to 1 hit point without even knowing what the roll is.
Yes, that's 38. That would have been 38 necrotic.
So yeah, I'm down to 1 thanks to relentless endurance.
Right. So once again, you are enveloped by this cocoon of necrotic energy, and just for your sheer force of will, you stay on your feet, blood coursing through your eyes, just barely standing on your feet, just a mash of rage and power. The guy looks terrified. Alright, Korgrin, can you make a Constitution saving throw as another person will also cast Blight at you?
Good man. Wow, double 10s, nice.
Is a fail, so you will. There we go. You will take 49 points of.
Wow, I'm fucked up.
Verity, you didn't. Did you go back out into the corridor?
I went back into the hallway, closed the door behind me.
Alright.
1, trying to stop people get out, and 2, like, trying to keep an eye out for anyone who might be on the way to help us.
You do hear footsteps.
It's been 6 seconds. Gotta give it some time.
12 seconds at this point.
Oh.
Bellatrix, can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Terrible response time.
Yes.
Better than like ambulances and police.
Oh.
You save, so you will take half damage from this, as you also get a blight.
Oh no.
So that'll be 24 points of necrotic damage against you.
Okay.
All right, Oti, it's your turn.
I'm going to hit him twice with HUD because I'm really pissed off now. He's really annoying.
He is very hurt and he's very scared of you.
I'm just gonna hit him once. Start off with once, see how it goes. Come on, there we go.
That is actually a miss on him.
The fuck did that? Really?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a hit though.
Yeah, that will hit.
And I've got to keep that.
You swing as hard as you can, and you cut the guy's head off.
I swear, I'm gonna swear at him. Just put my middle finger up, and I'm gonna do second wind because I never do second wind.
No.
As a bonus action.
Okay.
10 plus 9. There you go.
All right. All right. Gatan is. is going to, as a bonus action, he's going to command his grasping hands to crush Darius' body even more.
Seems reasonable.
60 feet. And then he reaches inside a pouch of his and he pulls out a black pearl. Very, very, very expensive looking black pearl. And he crushes it in his hands and turns to powder. He throws the powder in front of him and casts a spell. And in this, he's casting it in the very corner of his room. So, unfortunately, it will hit Bellatrix. And Korgrin. And Arrabella. Unless he can not target you guys. He's not viewing you as an enemy. So he's very, very angry. He's casting Circle of Death. And unfortunately, it's got a 60-foot radius sphere. He's casting it in the very corner. It does so. Otti and Rennas are able to get out of it, but Arrabella, Korgrin, and Bellatrix, can I get you to make Constitution saving throws, please?
I don't think, unless he rolls... No, even if he rolled ones, I'm probably still down anyway, so...
I'm probably about to go down.
Considering my original roll would be a 5, I'm definitely down.
They all... Korgrin, you succeed.
I'm still down. I'm on 5 hit points.
Do I succeed? 23?
I hope so with a 23.
I don't know why I clicked initiative. Yes, you will succeed, Bellatrix, so you take half damage at this.
I'm gonna die! I'm
So
gonna die.
that's 25 points of necrotic damage
Okay.
to Arrabella, Korgrin, and the 2 slumber priests that are in there.
How much, sorry?
25.
Cool, 20.
Bellatrix, you take 12 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't roll very well damage, to be honest. But this necrotic circle of death just sprouts out like a whirlpool of blackness. You can hear screams coming from inside the room as these individuals, these slumber pillars, are caught in this. You can see, one of you can see Korgrin go down as he's just overcome by this necrotic energy. Gatan's purely in survival mode. Bellatrix, it's your turn.
The slumber priests need to make
concentration.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Jinx.
Thank you very much. So the DC at this point will be maybe. Ooh, that's a fail on that guy. So that's where he is. And that's a fail on the other guy. That's where he is. Alright, so Bellatrix. Korgrin's gone down, but you can now see the 2 remaining enemies.
Okay. I don't have any. Oh, I do. Nope, I'm raging. I don't have any unless I drop it.
It's fine, I'll be medic.
I also want you to finish the battle. I've always been of that mindset.
In other people to heal you, so I'm going to rush over.
I can't see you, but I have potions.
The sooner they're dead, the sooner we're no longer in danger.
That lad.
That is a
now you're on board with killing people.
On him.
I always have been with certain people.
+2 because I'm raging. I'll take that again.
But he's gonna shield that, so his AC goes up. So the Vorpal sword is blown off from the shield.
Okay. To the start of your next turn. Oh, might as well try again.
You bring the Vorpal sword down again. Can you roll a d4 for me as it's counteracting against the shield? And you are blown off of your feet by the shield. You are knocked prone.
Okay.
Okay. And if there's anything else, it'll be Rennas' turn.
No, I think that's it.
Okie doke. Rennas is going to kneel down and start feeling out for Korgrin. Trying to find a corgi mouth.
I'm gonna rustle through all the beard, mate.
I want you to make just a general perception check, please, because you are blind. I say, yeah, that's enough. You're just feeling around and you tap something hard and solidified, and you find Korgrin's boot.
Hey.
Don't put it in my boot.
No, I'm going to work up from the boot.
Don't marinate me.
So Rennas lovingly caresses his way up your body, Korgrin, to find your mouth.
Things I've got to... Yeah, fuck it. You get a superior.
8d8 plus 8.
84 plus.
This was you.
Eight,
healing word.
Yeah, it's superior. It's 8d8 plus 8.
Wow.
Like, common's fine, greater's fine.
Yeah, well, shit, but, you know.
42 hit points back to you, Korgrin.
I'm alive. Thanks, buddy.
And then I'm going to take a step down so he's not in front of me, and I'm just going to ready myself if anything walks in front of me. I still can't fucking see anything, but I'm still going to roll a Constitution check to see if I can see something now.
20.
You succeed. Rennas, your vision comes back to you.
Yay!
Verity, on the other side of this blasted out door, you can just hear all this spells flying back and forth.
I imagine every time I walk in there, it's like that one scene from Community where
he's on the pizza.
Everything's on fire. Yeah, basically.
Every time I walk in,
Darkest timeline.
So, I poke my head in. Is anyone still down?
Korgrin is prone, but up. Well, conscious. Bellatrix is looking hurt, and she's prone, but she's still conscious. Otti's looking hurt as well.
Okay, who's looking the most hurt?
I'd say it's a tie between Bellatrix and Otti. They're both on 16 and 17.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Okay, so if I go to Otti, like, I'm gonna end up having to cross that guy.
Yeah, he will get an opportunity attack against you. He does have a dagger. I mean, it's just a shitty little dagger, but he does have it.
Okay, so I'm gonna level 1. I have healing word, don't I?
Yes.
Why is it not on my thing?
Should be.
Healing word's a divinity spell, so...
Yeah, I remember I took it because I've definitely... Oh, wait, no, I didn't take it because I was like, that's lame, I'll just take Cure Wounds and Happy Healing Hand.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dumbass. Okay, so...
Action economy.
I'm gonna run up to Bella and just be like, don't worry, I'm the medic. Touch her and cast Cure Wounds at level 2.
That guy down there's going to counterspell that.
Ah! Fuck you!
Sorry, they're counterspellers.
Then, I'm gonna spend 1 sorcery point. Oh no, should I even bother? Ugh.
They've both used their reactions. That guy cast shield, that guy's now cast counterspell. But remember, you've got
how many sorcery points is it to do a quicken spell?
I don't know off the top of my head, I'll be honest, because you don't usually do quicken spell, do you?
I have quicken spell and empowered spell.
So long as you can do it, so long as it's a spell at level 1, it's fine. Or a cantrip.
But no, I have to, I don't know how many sorcery points I need to spend to use it.
Let's have a little look-see then. Just grab up the book.
Quickened.
All the books come out.
Quicken spell. When you cast a spell, there is a casting time of 1 action. You can spend 2 sorcery points.
So...
Fuck it, I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to cast it again!
At first level.
I'm going to have to do it at first level.
Yeah, because you already cast a 2nd level spell, so you can only go down from there.
So, cast it again. Cure Wounds. How many D whatever is that?
1d8 plus spell casting ability modifier.
Which should be your charisma.
4.
Wow. Wait, what?
4d8.
Sorry, the first one.
Well,
Okay, so
it's an 8.
4
It's an
is
8.
12. So you get 12 back.
It's like you're the nega Rennas.
How many?
Wow.
You get 12.
Imagine if you were Rennas and that was a sneak attack. That'd all be like 1-1-4-1.
And
Yep.
both wild magic surges are okay.
Excellent. All right. So the guy who just counterspelled you just sees you continue doing it and just goes,
I'm
"Ah!"
just like,
Thank you.
fuck you!
All right, Arri, it's your turn.
It's fine,
Okay,
Bella.
so-
I'm here to heal you.
Thank you.
Gonna look at that one. I'm gonna get out this oath bow. I'm like, I guess it's time to see what this thing can actually do.
You're not attuned, just so you know.
I know.
Not a lot.
Fail.
Unfortunately, that is a hit because that guy hasn't cast Mage Armor on himself. The other guy had. The other guy. So.
I guess, well, at least there's something, and then I'll bonus action Hunter's Mark on him.
All right.
And try again.
I've got to move them up because I can't get to the bloody. There we go. That's 2 hits, another 5 piercing damage, and another 2. So you release 2 arrows from the oath bow, and whilst you are not attuned to this item, you can just tell that there's a lot of latent power behind this bow, and you can get the feeling, you know why Italian basically uses only this. It's quite reliable. All right. Did you want to move anywhere, Arri?
Nah, I'm in a good spot.
All right, Korgrin, it's your turn.
Who's the roughest looking out of the two?
The one at the south, who's just been hunted.
Jolly good. 5, 10, 15, 20. Bonk bonk.
It's just as he's been hit with 2 arrows. It just
Yep,
goes,
I'm
open
hammering the heads in.
and you are there. You are already there. That is a hit on him.
4, 2d8 plus 5.
You smash him across the face, and you can tell that he's bleeding profusely within his helmet as he's sort of woozing on the spot.
And bonus action, War Priest feature, Badonk.
That's another hit.
1d8 plus 5.
9 damage. This time you bring the hammer into his knee. You shatter the shin in it. He falls down onto one knee, and you bring the warhammer up. Uppercut him, and you hear the sickening crack. That is his skull splitting against the wall behind him. He stumps down, leaving a little trail of blood on the wall behind him. All right, that is your turn. This guy's looking a little desperate. He's at 4th levels. So, he is... He's going to walk right here. And he is going to channel all the energy within himself, and he's going to shout, "For the mistress!" And he's going to cast Fireball right on that spot where he's standing.
Shit.
It's only going to be 3rd level though. He's only got 3rd level left.
3rd level. It's only 3rd level. Lots of fire.
It's only 3rd level. All right, so I'm going to have him instantly fail that.
Wait, what's he casting
on
where?
it. He's casting Fireball on himself. So, Bellatrix and Verity, you can make dexterity saving throws, or Verity, if you'd like to do something else about that.
Pending, I think.
He does have his reaction.
How bad
back,
are you,
just so
Belle?
know.
I'm at 29 HP. Can you call me Belle? Oh.
I've only got the. Shut up. I've only got the level 5 left. I don't know if I want to waste on this counter spell. Do you think we'll be fine? You have advantage on dex saves, don't you?
I do.
Okay, we'll take it.
Worst case scenario, I die. It's fine.
Where's he casting it?
On himself, yeah. He's bring it.
Technically, I would also be hit by that.
Oh, there we go. It's a fail from Bella. It's a success from Verity. Yeah, that's why you got there, actually. That's a fail. So,
Evasion.
All
2
right.
out of 3.
Okay, so that is
Ain't bad.
11 fire damage to Verity and Korgrin, and 23 fire damage to Bellatrix and the Slumber Pillar.
Singes my pubes.
Otti, it's your turn.
I'm going to take the one superior healing potion that I have left in my bag because
Yep.
I'm a little bit sore. Is it D8?
Yeah, superior is 8d8 plus 8, yes.
I've got 4 written down for some reason instead of 8.
So did I.
That's
So
a great.
I will try and math because there you go. And I'm going to take a scroll over here. One. Hang on, let's do some measuring. I can't quite get there, but I'm just gonna go over there and
Bellatrix is looking hurt.
yeah, I can't
Not
quite get to
far,
her though.
but-
Throw your axe at his face. Wait, is he dead from that? Is he still alive?
No, he's still alive, but he's kind of
God.
he's blown off a lot of his robes.
I'm going to firebolt him.
Okay, make a ranged attack, please. His AC is currently 15.
Nate, you suck at suicide.
The shield's gone, so unless he does that again.
No, he's not going to do that again because that's a miss. You fire, but if the explosion is just still kind of subsiding, there's a lot of smoke in the air. You can't get a good visual on him, so you just throw it a little bit too wide.
He's on fire. I think I've done well. Yeah, he's on fire. I did that.
All right.
That's all I can do. I can't do anything else.
All right. So, Gatan, as a bonus action, is going to move the Bigby's hand over to that guy, and he's going to make a clenched fist attack against him.
Fist me, daddy.
All right. So that'll be melee spell attack with his statistics. That'll be a +8 then. Rolling the dice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14. The guy sees it coming and just misses. He's just able to duck just in time as the spectral lich-like hand just goes straight over his. As an action, however, he's going to cast Ray of Sickness at 4th level. There's a 21 hit him. So that's going to hit him. There we go. 4th level. Alright, so the ray of sickness shoots past Verity's face, past Bellatrix, hits this guy square in the neck, and you can see him basically just shrivel up on the spot. And by the time the ash fails, by the time the smoke disappears, the guy just falls over backwards, mummified on the spot. And with that, combat comes to a close.
Ow. Ew.
I give
Guitar
Bella my superior potion.
right.
Like,
I also have one more if anyone desperately needs one.
What?
I have one superior on me, so you can have that.
Thank you. Which is that the D8s, the 8 D8s?
I think that I just have super potion. 8d8 plus 8.
88 plus 8. Okay, thank you.
Why can't you
Uh, Thank you.
Catan brings the Big B's hand back over to Archpriest Darius and scoops up Darius's hand, and once it starts crushing him, and you can see annuals and pools of blood starts itching out of the fingers.
Gatan, you're an awfully short-sighted man.
He then tosses Darius's body aside, and he just clumps into the pile of books over here. And with that, the Big B's hand dissipates. That feels better. He looks very angry still.
And yet, we are now at an odds without answers.
I thank you. He came here under the premise of wanting to talk, wanting to reminisce about old times. As soon as my back was turned to pouring the wine, he took my mind with a spell he should not have known. But now I know, thanks to your interference, your interjection, may I say, that it appears you've thrown his lot in with a lich.
Yeah, we've killed that lich. By the way, we needed him alive for answers.
Well, I wasn't the one who killed him.
I mean, I was blind at the time. I couldn't see what I was
Crush
doing.
his corpse, and yes, thank you, Rennas, again.
I gave him a chance. I just wanted to see the people that were killing us all.
Korgrin does not know that it was definitely Rennas.
I mean, who would
If I heard blood
You know,
gurgling,
balance the probabilities.
there's Darius
Me shout,
crumpled
and then
corpse,
him shout, and then
and
me
then there's
instantly.
a really neat cut along his throat. I think I know which
Yeah.
one killed him.
Could have been me.
You couldn't have reached him
I had him on the floor. Thank you very much.
until he was picked up in Bigby's hand.
It's a good thing that you restrained Darius, because he has some high-level shit.
Could've
So-
clapped my hand.
Now we have to spend our last 3 hours looking for a body rather than finding it in less than 3.
Don't suppose he told you where the
Definitely.
dead body of the king's brother is?
Somewhere in the ornamental slumber still, disposed because the corpse has served its purpose.
Do you have questions for Darius?
Yes,
Yes,
but I know speak with dead, and he needs to see me as a friend. So unless you can compel him to answer truthfully,
Oh, I know a few little tricks up my sleeve. And I promise you, it's going to hurt his soul a lot.
I can live with that.
Yes.
I'm just going to stand at the door ready to report to the guards who turn up with really appalling response time.
It's
Give
been
them
about
a critique on it,
been-
maybe
been
some
a-
pointers.
It's been a minute now, and at this point, you do see a couple of the menagerie guards going, it came down from here. What's going on? Who are you?
People who saved your head,
Time,
Necromancer.
guys. I mean, I called like several minutes ago, and this is the response we get. The Catan could have been dead. God damn it. I'm
Out
just
of the
gonna
way,
start
and
narrating them.
he goes to push
Well-
you aside to go inside the room.
I'm still giving my Yelp review. They're gonna hear it.
Strange girl. Couple of guards burst in and goes, What's going on here? Gatan immediately calls out and says, Were you summoned by me? No, we heard a call for help, and you are dismissed. Yes, head necromancer. Yes. And they leave the room looking rather
They're
dejected.
not perturbed by the bodies around the room at all.
No, that was
Terrible
the,
guy.
that was the
Terrible,
first thing they
terrible guy.
noticed. That was the first thing they noticed, but then Gatan told them to fuck off. So, they go down the corridor a little bit. They just they're on the hand just in case something happens.
Maybe you guys need like a bell system or something. I don't know. This is really appalling.
A brazen attack by an archpriest of the ornamental slumber. Such a thing has not happened before. But it is why I fired Darius from my tutelage. He was always a failure. But he was the type of man who failed upwards, just not under my care. A lich would have promised him a lot of things, and he would have been too weak to resist. Never mind. And he waves his hand, and the crumpled body of Archpriest Darius, it's almost like something invisible is dragging him by the leg back towards his desk. At that point, Gatan starts walking around him and starts going down here, putting his finger across the spines of the books. That one, not that one. This one. He pulls out a small little tube. He unravels it. Pulls out a scroll. Yes, I've been saving this one.
Take a step back. I don't really want to be anywhere near whatever spell this is going to be.
Arri, on the other hand, I'm very curious.
I mean, I'll watch, I just don't want to be in the immediate vicinity of the victim of the spell.
Gatan goes back to Archpriest Darius and begins reading from the scroll in a language infernal. God. He's saying, "Come
Oh, no, I know
forth,
Abyssal.
tortured soul." You do know. Oh, no. Does anybody know infernal? No, then you don't understand what he's saying. As he goes, "Kai goistum de kujoishan kaotoi sakon." And the scroll bursts into flames in his hands, and a ribbon of black shoots forth from Darius's mouth, starts wrapping itself around its neck, and hoists him up by his crumpled body, still limp. It looks like he's being hanged from the noose. His eyes dart open, a greenish glow. This is a real speak with dead, but I assure you, any conscious or sentient being of him that exists anymore is going through hell. Now, what are your questions? And he, if he chooses not to answer, will suffer pain like he has never known before.
Could you cover your ears?
Why?
Sensitive information.
I literally just said to him, "Do you know where the body of the king's dead brother is?"
I didn't hear that one either. So.
No.
No, I said it to head Necromancer Catan a little while ago when he came out of his rage. I'm like, well, do you know where this is? Because this is kind of what we needed to know. Sort of thing.
So Catan will look at you, Arrabella, as he says, "What the one that died and started the succession war? That one?"
Yeah. He died like almost 10 days ago.
Interesting.
This goes no further.
Make a persuasion roll.
Because that was so persuasive.
Pinky swear.
Yeah, thinking.
Catan looks at you and he kind of smiles a half toothed grin, and he says, "It'll be our little secret then." "Speak then, and Darius, you will answer, or else." Darius makes no response.
Step closer. You must have misheard. Where is the body of Melchiah, since we're dropping names?
God.
Specifics. Where?
Taken. I know not where.
By whom?
I didn't see his face. He was cloaked.
Did you happen to see any armor?
He was armored.
Color of it?
Black.
Kind of keen mind.
You've seen a few people with black armor, but description is so vague.
Is this we have a certain number of questions and then the spell fails, or it's just when Gatan releases him?
Gatan verifies that this particular form of Speak of Dead is a much more powerful version of it, and you get 10 questions. You have currently asked 4 questions.
If we wanted to retrieve the body, how would we do so?
I don't know.
Where was he taken from?
From my chambers.
Because I know what those are.
The ornamental somber. Anyone else want to have any smart questions about what to ask?
Gatan steps towards this, puts his fingers across the chin of Darius and sort of caresses him in a very lovingly way, but still creepy at the same time. Why did you your lot in Lich? Because I wanted power. Power to overthrow you, my former master. And why would you want to overthrow me after everything I gave you? I was jealous that I could never reach your heights. Oh, how this would burn you to say this if you were still alive. 2 more questions left.
We kind of know the reason, which is that some of the blood was used to undo the seal on the Tarask. Or it was used by Miriam, but I don't know if that means...
He could have been lying to you, you never know.
I mean, true, but also we don't know what the timeline is. So was the blood taken, then the body taken? Was the body taken, then the blood taken from the body by the person in the black armor? Yeah, it's...
Well, there's no restriction to how specific the question to be. The more specific something of an answer you'll get.
Which is why I'm thinking... Fuck it. For what reason was the body of Melchiah taken by the black armored robed individual?
I can only guess. He never told me. I, at the time, surmised he was following orders.
One left. And we've no idea.
Gatan's going to step forward and he's going to say, "So, Darius, how would
Did
you
you leave
like..."
any trinkets on him, and what were they?
It's only 1,000 foot, though.
It's still something.
There was a rat pendant on his neck. It went with him. I dared not disturb the body.
You just took its blood. Okay, cool.
And with that, the spell completes its formation. The black ribbon around his neck tightens to the point where the head itself is torn off of the body. It floats in the air until eventually it rests down on an outstretched Gatan's hands. and with a flick of his other hand, the body immediately or head itself immediately turns to a undead zombified version of Darius. I think I'm going to enjoy my new paperweight. He waves his other hand and the body of Darius is disintegrated into ash. And he plops Darius's head down onto his desk. You can just see this undead, zombified Darius just staring at you all blankly, longingly, to feast on flesh brains he will never have. Gatan turns to the rest of you and he says, well, thank you. I guess I owe you guys one. Never been in anyone's debt before. Strange sensation.
Helped us get answers, and assuming that you keep your word and don't tell anyone about Melchiah, you can probably call it even.
So long as I have no reason to tell
I
anyone.
mean, we could use this guy as a contact within the capital, just saying that, I'm not here, I'm just banging my
I think
head
you
on
want to
the
get out of the
wall.
capital and never come back here and never contact anyone ever again once we finally get out those fucking gates. Is that not the plan?
I don't suppose you can think of anyone who wears robes and black armor that could have had an interest in a body that Darius had?
I can think of a few, each more disturbing than the last.
Knowing our luck, it's probably the most disturbing of those, so...
With only 3 hours to do it in.
I mean, if you give us the last one first, then it won't be each most disturbing last. Why'd you have to give them that order?
If you're hoping to find this body, dwarf, I'd give up on it.
I have at this point. That was our last shot, and he died. We had 10 questions with the man's body, and now we've got nothing.
With a million questions, what more information would we have got from him? He didn't know anything. He was fucking someone else's pawn.
Mm.
That's exactly what
body we
Darius
wanted
has
with
always
someone else.
been, a pawn. That's why it was used to retrieve this body. Melchiah, if he was truly alive, would have been a very important and influential person to all manners of parties in the city.
That's why I've been trying to resurrect him for the last 10 days, but things keep getting in the way.
And it's why those 10 days have suddenly become so redundant at this point.
Well,
Feels like those 10 days started about 6 months ago.
well, if you ever do find the body, I have other ways of bringing him back.
Oh, fuck you, Gatarn.
Fuck me, indeed.
I guiding bolt the head. Fuck him, I'm depriving him of the head.
Someone's gonna counter spell that.
Walk up and smash it then. Fine, I will be down a spell slot, but I'm depriving him of his pet.
Can I try and stop him?
You can
We want to
grapple
try.
me.
Yeah, you can go ahead and grapple Korgrin just as well, because Khan does look he's going to cast a spell if you go any further.
Guys, come on, we're wasting time. We've only got 3 hours, as everyone has just said. Let's just go to the Ornamental Zumba, go and take one last look, and give it a go. That way we know that we waited to the very last second to go and do this.
Keep an eye out for black armoured guys the whole way.
There are better outlets for your anger than a fucking deadhead. Come on.
No, I think that's the perfect. Technically, I'm not hurting anyone, he's already dead, and I'm ridding the world of undead.
You could also make a very powerful necromancer of fucking enemies. Use your fucking mind. Let's go.
Fuck off.
So many F words. Jeez.
Damn.
Fucking nothing.
Well, regardless of your disposition, I like you people. if you ever come across something like this again, come get me. I'd love to be involved a little bit. You do me a solid. You can consider yourself with an ally in this city. Or at the very least, I have no mechanism dead anytime soon.
Okay, it's creepy and horrible, but at least we have a powerful ally.
Can we have that in writing, please?
You got a knife?
Several.
Come, give me a hand, young madam, and we'll seal a contract.
Right, I'm picking Bella up and let's go. Come on.
Hello.
He just waves kind of creepily and just goes, bye. He goes to sit back down. As the rest of you leave the study out into the ornamental slumber and then out into the menagerie itself. So, Mir, what would you guys like to do?
Unless anyone has got a better plan, the ornamental slumber seems like the place to start.
The only other thing I was thinking is start from, it's still the ornamental slumber to be fair, but start from his office and see if we can track anything.
Yeah. Although I'm guessing it's a fairly well-used office. It's not as though they're the last people to have left there are going to be the ones taking his body. But yes, we have nowhere else to look, so I'd be up for that.
Okay, so as the party begins making their way over towards the city, towards the ornamental slumber, when you get within the specific district that houses it, you notice smoke on the horizon.
Let me guess, the building's burning.
When you get to the ornamental slumber, there is a few small fires around it, but they look like they're going down a little bit. But it looks like it's just been very recently been attacked. And as you make your way around to the front entrance of the ornamental slumber, you see roughly about 100 Jurassians and a few dozen Jukaya knights are currently leading a procession of about a few dozen slumber priests in chains outside of the front entrance. A few people, a few dozen people, civilians, are spectating this, wondering what's going on, whispering amongst themselves. And as you get closer to the crowds, you can hear their whispering. And did you hear? They've been accused of practicing necromancy, befouling the dead. I thought they were meant to look after our dead. What is this? It's foul magic afoot. That's what it is. What do you guys want to do?
Suppose the building that the slumber priests are being led out of would be the place to check.
It's the main entrance of the ornamental slumber, so they're not barring people coming towards you. They are literally just forming a guard perimeter to escort these priests out into chained wagons, barred wagons, even.
And just looking around, anyone in cape and black armor?
Make a perception check. No, you don't see anything.
So you've got 2.5 hours left. 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
About 2.5 hours now.
Walk in. Fuck it. I'm walking in.
So, Korgrin, you immediately go up the steps. A few of the Jurassians and the Jukai Knights go to stop you, but they take themselves and realize that you're one of the champions of the arena, and that you're one of the people charged by the king to investigate this. And they immediately back down. They start whispering amongst themselves. You go inside the ornamental slumber, and once again you are ordained with the various pillars of Gothic-like arts, and the many the various exits and such. Like there's one that's straight ahead, and one to the left, one to the right. That leads to different sections of the ornamental slumber. The one ahead is the one that you took to make your way into the Underdark.
If there are any slumber priests left.
There are a few, probably about a dozen, that are being detained in a corner, currently being questioned by what looks to be some Jukaya Knights.
Generally, to that group of people, where is head priest Darius's chambers?
One of the Jukaya Knights looking at this. Excuse me, we're in the Guardian of Jericho Jukai. My apologies. Could you repeat the question, please? Sorry.
Darius's chambers. Do you need me to write it down for you?
You can see that his ego has been attacked, but he knows how strong you are, and he's not going to do anything about it. You heard the champion. Priests, speak. Where is the Archpriest Darius's chambers? One of the priests speaks up and goes, it's and he gives you directions. It is straight ahead, but then you he basically gives you directions through the ornamental slumber. It is on the second floor down in the ornamental slumber.
Going.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, since you don't have a dungeon, following the directions, you head your way further into the slumber. There are still more Jurassians in here. As you make your way through the various chambers and passageways, you can see that there are a number of the priests here that clearly were allied with the Myria Knights were killed down here in a struggle. And the ones that survived were the ones that were being arrested up there. There are still a few guards about trying securing the area. A number of traps have been disarmed. Making your way, it does take you a good half an hour, 40 minutes. Ooh. Was that me left, or was somebody else?
No, you're still here.
Yeah. Making your way through the various rooms, eventually you a large circular room that has got two Jurassians inside of it. And as you walk in, they immediately go, "Hold! They immediately recognize you as champion. Can we help you?" The room in front of you has got a singular desk that looks like kind of almost ivory wood, obsidian wood, with a leather chair, various books around in a circular platform, and a globe as well. Number of trinkets, ornaments of dark, shall we say, preferences.
Generally describe the dark armored individual.
They look at each other and says, "My apologies, champion, but fitting that description has been in this room since we've been posted here."
No surprise. Thanks for your time in the room.
So you were already in the room.
Sounds like they were at the...
No, sorry, they were on the inside.
Then if you could give us room.
Make a persuasion roll. Or intimidation. You're pretty pissed off, so. They look at you and they just go, they're not going to answer back. It's just, yes, take all the time you need, sir. And they hastily get out of there.
Can I go in there and help with the start reading? Because Eyes of the Ruin, I can read any language, so if he's tried to hide anything infernal, I'll be able to tell.
Yes, I want you to make, one of you can make an investigation check.
Assist, I suppose.
Hold on. Sorry, it's very roboty on my end. I already have a +4 to my investigation, so I'm willing to help anyone.
I only have a +1, so.
So you can roll advantage, Verity.
Like, I'm happy to assist with an investigation, or I can do the investigation. Like, I'm going to be there with them.
Okay.
Whoever's got the highest investigation, basically.
Yeah.
I have a +7.
Basically, somebody can roll that advantage check. Entirely how you guys want to do it.
Arri.
Okay, so takes you the better point of an hour.
Very much like a chain.
So 1 hour left.
Well,
Going through the various books, Verity, there are various guides, ritual processes on how to turn dead within the ornamental slumber itself. It is eventually some of the books that you find tucked in more his personal take a more dark turn, where he was researching very, very advanced necromancy. Even a few excerpts on lichdom. You can see a notepad or a journal beside it, where he's made his own little notes, his own little deductions, his own little calculations on how to try to recreate some of the stuff he's trying to learn. And by putting the two together, Verity, I'd say you're innately intelligent enough to know, and with reading, to be able to discern that Darius did not fucking understand what he was reading, and has his calculations been on see just by the manner of his handwriting increasingly frustrated. As you continue to search his chambers, you're about to give up when Korgrin, you go over to the globe in frustration and just kick it over, and when it hits the ground, it opens up and a few things tumble out.
The body of Markaya?
No.
Just birthed like a
I like you
baby out of
up.
the amniotic sac.
One of them is an idol that represents a mistress who you have come to know as Miriam. There's a small little note that was written in a very delicate hand that has a lot of cutting words in it that basically disparages Darius's efforts, his ability, even his general intelligence. But they do appear to be orders from Miriam, where he's told to continue with his archpriest duties for the time being, to take orders from his superiors, and just continue to send dead down below until her phylactery. There is a second order that seems that you recognise has been written by Darius himself from comparing the handwriting to the journal. It goes on to state that he is planning to just. Sorry, this guy. Basically, Darius is getting very, very frustrated that not only did Gatan give up on him, but it looks like Miriam was about to as well. He did not believe himself to be a weak that Miriam constantly. He said that despite all his supposed shortcomings, it was he, a good portion of the disillusioned slumber priests, away from loyalty. And he realized that his power, his promise of rank and station threatened. So
could you repeat that last line? Or I was really, really choppy then.
Sorry. Basically, he was growing desperate that he was losing his position. His promise of immortality, power, and station was going to be taken away from him because of his shortcomings. So he got reckless, and he gave the order to start targeting people outside of the mental slumber, namely high-level targets around. He wanted to start with Gatan and the Menagerie. Basically, from what you can tell just through his personal renditions, is that he had a massive grudge against Gatan firing him when he was part of the Menagerie. He's gotten increasingly angry with his orders. He knew that he was being watched by the crown. He knew that the Jukaya Knights would keep watch on him. So he gave the order that all crown eyes that were watching his priest killed, hoping that it would throw them off of the trail. But you can tell from the scene outside, it did the exact opposite. These are all very recent orders that are written in the last 12 to 24 hours. The last order that you can see was he was going to move on Gatan to prove his worth to Miriam once and for all. He truly believed he was ready.
That went well.
So, necromancers are narcissists. We still don't know anything about the body. I'm pissed.
There is one final piece of paper that has been preserved. It is written in a handwriting that you have not seen before. And it states very simply, there is a body of great importance outside of the city. Retrieve it and hand it over to George when he arrives.
Fucker.
What armor did the Oathsworn wear again?
Oathsworn, well, you've only seen one Oathsworn. That's Bellius, and he wears golden armor.
Okay.
So we
If
found
I
out
know,
about the others.
didn't we see George? Wasn't Talion talking to George?
I think he was
No,
talking about
Talion was talking to Bellius.
Sorry, my mistake. Okie doke. Unfortunately, unless you've got a plan to go see an Oathsworn in the next hour.
Yeah, so all we have to do is now run up to the castle, interrogate an Oathsworn within the next hour. That's totally not going to be impossible.
That seems definitely doable.
Korgrin, upon reading that, do you realise that your promise to save as many people as possible has been now become short? You do realise now at the very end of it all, cusp of it all, where it got so close. Do you realise that Malkai's body, wherever it is out of reach, and you're not going to get into him?
keep the note. We can implicate George with any connection to the king going missing, or the king's brother going missing.
Is there any loot in the room?
That's what I was thinking.
All right, Rennas.
Unfortunately, it looks like it's. You only found those specific idols because it looks like the guards did not look to think to look outside the globe.
Are there any paintings of that dude in here?
Of Darius?
Darius.
Yeah, there is one oil paint. That
I
makes
am painting a mustache on that. And a poop on his head with flies. And
You have successfully violated this well-oiled portrait of him.
And I'm just gonna put, like, I'm a traitor to the crown. And give him googly eyes and just, yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful, Verity. Beautiful.
Face this, I'm gonna end up blowing something up, so I honestly don't know what we can do now.
Can't do anything now.
Yeah,
I
I think this is one of those things where we can't win. Not this particular battle.
I can't even.
It's time to request
Imagine
an
how
audience with the
angry
king.
Korgrin is.
We went through so much.
If
yeah.
anyone has any way of letting Talion know to get out of Dodge, they should probably do that, because I doubt he's going to be alive much longer after this.
I'm not going to tell him that.
Does anyone know how we would go about getting an audience with the king? We've done 2 of his tasks. I assume that's what we're
Gotta
actually
keep
doing
going.
next.
Mm-hmm.
We probably just summon Bellius. Let him know that we're done.
Billy.
We
I
could go.
need a nap though. I need a good fucking drink and a nap.
Yeah, we could go via the palace and just go to the gate, to the guard gates, tell them to pass a message on.
It would be at the Sky Bridge.
Yeah, that's the word I was trying to look for. Skybridge. Went there, told the guards, we've done what we were asked, and then we can fuck off
Did
back.
we have a fancy place we were staying?
You had you did rent a couple in for a couple of nights. You just finished living the high life casino, actually.
Oh shit, we got all those people from the Underdark as well to deal with.
Yeah.
Correct.
We do. We can always request an audience, and if it's a bit of a wait, we can go do the frost gates and get them out of here, I guess.
I don't really want to see the king at this point. I just kind of want to run somewhere else.
We gotta let him know, though. We gotta let him know that one of his knights is trying to bring back Argoneth. Hopefully he's not in on it, but you never know. It seems like the world is against us sometimes.
Sometimes.
I mean, this is the thing. The king is not going to want to.
Everything we do slaps us in the face. Even Talion, who was meant to be our ally, slapped us in the face and killed someone who could have been a potential ally in this situation.
On the other hand, we're still alive. No? Been through a lot. We haven't been killed yet. Well, I mean, technically I have. But I'm still here.
Drink.
Let's go back to the inn that we had before. That I think Talion took the interns. I think I've called them. To go and make sure they're okay. We ran off pretty quick on them.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone else went either back to their homes, and then it was just 20 other odd people that were going to go elsewhere, and that could fit in our region, so.
Yeah, well, that's something. We didn't save the one that we were intending to, but we saved a lot more.
This is true.
So let's go get pissed with them.
That'd be pointless though when Edgar tries to kill us all again.
So, Arti,
When everyone leaves the room,
yeah,
I'd like to flame strike his fucking office.
you spend the next few minutes in a blind rage, burning everything that Darius owned or ever tried to own to the ground. And by the time you're done, all that's left is just a burnt, scorched, black mark of a room.
Burned like graffiti, man. I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, it was never going to sell for a very high price.
Alright, so
Be a Banksy in this world.
the party makes a slump past the guards, who now starting to disperse, having arrested the remainder of the Myrianites that they have found. You make your way back to the tavern. And there you drink. And drink. Drink. Eventually, Talion does turn up. He walks in and sees you guys sitting around. Comes over to you guys and he says,
Punch him before he says any words.
make
Yeah.
an attack roll.
Sorry, I don't think that... Oh no, that is to hit.
He dodges out of the way. Whoa!
I kind of jump between them.
What was that for?
Try again. Plus 10.
That is going to hit him. He sort of rubs his cheek a little bit and just goes, "Did I miss something?"
Not in public. I'm guessing we're in the downstairs of the bar.
Yeah, a lot of the people are looking at this.
Okay, I'm good. If you want to go and do this upstairs.
You've wasted 10 days of our time.
How?
You've wasted all of our efforts. And so many people have died.
What did I do?
You killed you know who. And we're not bringing him back.
He doesn't say anything.
Because if you haven't noticed, I think it's night time. Have we drank that long?
Yeah, it is approaching dusk now, yeah.
10 days are up. Clocks run dry. No sand left in the hourglass. It's your fault. Or is it mine? Because I failed to bring him back. Let's go with that.
Those people you saved have been taken home and been given temporary shelter. A city that doesn't have shelter. They are free and they are alive, thanks to
Kind of doesn't matter though when you set out to save one person and you couldn't even do that. Aye, sure, it's fantastic. We saved a city of drow. We saved 100 slaves. We defeated wherever the fuck Baby was. The one thing I wanted to accomplish. Go on.
Why does the one life matter over all the rest of them?
Because it was our fault. We convinced him to come to the city. We convinced him to see what was being done.
It wasn't
here.
your fault. It was. He hits the ground.
Is this his?
You've given him a heart attack now.
As in collapsed, or he actually punched the ground? Or...
I was going to say, is this his soul being taken out by the whole consciousness thing?
He's not moving.
I'm gonna.
The barmaid goes out. Is he all right?
Yeah, we've got him.
Yeah.
He's just drunk.
Yeah.
It's fine. Take him
Way
upstairs.
too
It's
much
fine.
to drink.
Okay. So what do you do?
Either try and get him to sit in a chair or
I'll
take
pick
him
him
away.
up. I'll pick him up and say, "Should we take him upstairs?"
He is complete. He is completely limp, as if he
Half-heartedly check for a pulse.
does have a very, very, very pulse.
What a shame.
I mean, it wouldn't be too difficult to just and twist, the...
I take his body that is unconscious and I take it upstairs. And I'm going to say, if you guys are coming up, we can go and have this conversation away from everyone. Someone grab those drinks on the table as well.
I'll follow Otti.
I'll what are they? What's the event called in Germany with the beer?
Oktoberfest?
That's the one. Oktoberfest, carry the mugs in all my fingers and just bring them up.
So
sloshing a little bit.
You retreat to your rooms. And the one bedroom that you use has 4 beds in it. 4 chairs. Quite
Did
nice.
Arwen come back with him?
You have not seen her.
Okay.
All you know is that those who did not have homes have been given shelter. That's what he said.
Yeah, I also kind of told him to kind of stay with her because she was an elf and I didn't want anything to happen to her, so I'll give him a bit of a nudge on the way up the stairs with his head.
Why can't I spell? Oh, yeah.
Who's followed me upstairs? So, Arri?
I think everyone did.
Yeah.
How I'd have come.
Let's clean that up then.
Really? Terrible, Lesley.
Yeah.
Offended.
Okay, I'm going to put him down on a bed. Like, on top of the covers. Like, that is not his bed. He can stay there for now while we have a discussion. And I'll come back to him in about an hour's time. And I carry on drinking.
Okay, so Verity is not.
I'm gonna sit on the bed in between. So, like, he's laying there, I'm there, and then everyone else is there.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to?
I am quite happy just to call it a night. If he doesn't wake up in an hour, try and give him a kick. If there's still no response, just go to sleep and I'll deal with it in the morning. I'm just done with this day.
Yeah.
Putting him in a dwarven tomb wakes him up. It worked last time.
I'll stay with him. It didn't take too long last time. I'll just look at this bow until he wakes.
Okay. You can attune to it if you want.
I'll give it a go. Why not?
Okay, so an hour passes and he's still unresponsive. Till eventually, tiredness of days does overtake him. anything, and if there's anything else before turning in, say so now. I have your list.
Am I able to get to wherever that silver dragon is?
He is in the sky.
Am I able to get to him or call for him or like get some sort of audience?
You can go to the sky bridge and basically send a message that you wish to meet with Stag. And the message will be sent, but you have no idea how long it will take to get that message. That's something you can do. That'll only take you like an hour to.
I guess I'll do that, and then I'll hang around a bit to see if there's any kind of prompt response or anything, and then if not, I'll go somewhere and summon up Toby.
Okay.
As a ritual, I believe I have.
So as you wait around for about 10 minutes, but there doesn't appear to be any response coming. Guards on the sky bridge. So you begin making your way back down into the district's nice quiet area to commence the ritual to bring back Toby. Can you make a wisdom saving throw, please? And can you... Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, 10 minutes passed, and Toby has been resummoned.
Yeah, just black horned owl. I'm just gonna have him stand on my head, claws digging into my forehead. And just gonna be...
It does bird-like pudding cakes, like what cats do when they're doing, but with his talons.
Yeah,
making biscuits.
And I'm just gonna, because I don't really sleep. Also, I'm gonna put a 5th level spell into. Do I know why I had to make that save?
No.
5th level spell into the ring because it's the Pearl of Power. Is it the Pearl of Power or the ring one?
The Ring of Spell Storing.
Ring of Spell Storing, and it's 5 slots, isn't it? So.
Yes.
If I were to put telepathic bond in there, would I be able to use it automatically, or would I still have to use it as a ritual?
I think if you store a spell in there, basically once you unleash it, it's like it just holds the spell for you, and then you unleash it, and it's the spell is unleashed. So yeah, you can put a ritual spell in there, and then at the cusp of it being cast, you put it in the ring.
Wait, sorry, pardon? Sorry, it's like really crackly on this end.
Sorry, is that any better?
Oh no, it's my phone. Like the connection's
okay. Yeah, so you can put a ritual spell in there, so it'll be like at the cusp of you casting the spell with the ritual. You then put it in the ring to be used at a later time.
Okay, then I'm gonna put a teleportation circle in there.
All right, so that would just be then an action in the future.
Okay, just in case we need it.
Okay.
Do I have to do a D20 now?
Yes, because you are using spells to put it in there. Okay. So, no explosions today.
Okay, and then I'm just going to be wandering around. And I guess I'm going to just rest somewhere else. I don't fancy, like, I'm trying to think. So yeah, I'll just rest somewhere else for the time being, but I'll get my 8 hours somewhere else.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have to sleep, so.
That's fine. So
head up back to the guys in the morning, I guess. I don't know.
Is there anything else?
No, Rennas is just looking forward to a nice long nap. He hasn't felt quite right since that the incubus guy molested him.
So, you all turn to sleep. And have your been through.
No, it's cutting out quite a lot again.
Mm.
Can't make it.
Is that better?
It's been doing it for a
That's
bit. I
it.
don't know if you want to try like disconnecting and then reconnecting. I don't know if that'll help.
Maybe.
It seems to stop just before you finish a sentence. What, you can normally make up what you're saying.
There is a terrible coincidence with first few words, main message, last word.
Okay. How was that?
Yeah, fine.
Seems okay.
Find
Alright,
out when
We
you
shall see.
speak a lot.
Yeah, I'll just try not to speak as softly and as quietly. So, you finish your long rest, but it is not a rest. It's not a restful night for you guys. You don't sleep that well. A lot on your minds. However, morning comes. You all come to consciousness. Talion is still unresponsive.
Dang, this might be it.
Oh, Korgrin, how hard did you hit him?
Verity, how long will you be until you return to the group?
Well, when it looks like reasonable shopping times, I'm going to try and get like another 50 gold worth of magic chalk for teleportation
Verity?
circle again somewhere else.
Oh, she is speaking.
She is speaking, yeah.
I can hear that.
Can you guys hear Verity?
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot hear her.
That's helpful. Good old Discord playing its usual tricks.
She's just leaving and rejoining now, Jack.
Righto.
Blue, 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 blue,
I
blue, blue.
still cannot hear it. Hold on.
Oh no.
You're just not worth it.
Ouch.
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm just gonna get like 100 gold worth of magic chalk for future
Yep.
things.
Yeah, that'll be half an hour of your time at best.
That's just on my morning on the way back, and then still waiting around for Ryan's back to see if he'll find me at any point, but then if not, I'll just head back to the others.
Righto. I'd say you probably come maybe about
I'll
an
go
hour
to the
back.
breakfast buffet at the casino. I don't know. Morning mimosas.
You return to them after about an hour or so, after they have awakened. It's roughly around that time, actually. Anyone who is in the room with Talion notice he's basically just slumped down on the bed when all of a sudden he just goes
Fuck you!
That would probably cause me to jump
when he wakes
because
up.
I would have still been there, like probably right next to him, because I'm not liking how you guys are reacting to him.
He slowly gets up, moves over, and he starts rubbing his forehead a little bit. He looks at all of you.
Fallen prince, but you shot him in the face. And I'm like, fuck you. Sorry.
Who's in the room with him at the moment?
I am.
Just Arri.
I assume because it was a bed
Not
of
Verity,
a
but she's
4-bed thing.
having that to herself.
If anyone wants to pick, like, if anyone wanted to opt into being in the room, that's fair enough. I don't.
Okay.
Korgrin wouldn't have wanted to be in the room, but having woken up, he would have gone to the group of people. So
I'm having a lie-in. I am lying in bed.
Same.
Talion doesn't say anything. He looks around towards a nearby desk with a quill and paper. He walks over to it and faces away from it whilst taking one of his hands, and he begins writing something. So he's writing whilst not looking at the moment.
I'm gonna walk over and see if I can see what he's writing.
He's not trying to hide it. He is writing, Korgrin, I need a 5th level Greater Restoration, and beneath it, Verity. I need a 5th level Dispel Magic.
Korgrin sighs.
When he finishes writing up, he's going to go and find Korgrin and Verity. Well, not actually saying anything. He is basically going to gesture. Well, he'll find you first, Korgrin, and he's going to gesture for you to follow him with kind of a desperate look in his eye. And then he's going to go look for Verity.
For the man that has had endless pity and patience, Korgrin begrudges. Follows.
So after a little while of searching, he goes downstairs and finds you, Verity, at the breakfast buffet. And with both of you together, he looks away and places the note down on the table.
Cast.
So you cast Greater Restoration on him. Nothing appears to have happened.
I'm still mad. Fifth level Dispel Magic, right?
Yeah.
Ugh, I guess.
So then you cast that on him. And nothing appears to have happened. But he looks back at the both of you. And he says, "Thank you." Arri and Rennas, are you beside him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have come with him.
He looks at the two of you and he says, "Arri, Rennas, a word."
Yep.
I mean, we really shouldn't be keeping
Rude.
secrets from people at this point. Anything you tell us, absolutely anything, I am going to be sharing the rest of the pie. I may as well just talk to them all in one go.
That's your prerogative, but I need a word.
Okay?
Have this word.
He leads you both upstairs and checks to make sure that a room is empty. Goes inside there, waits for you two to enter, and closes the door behind him. He looks around the room a little bit, outside of the window, and breathes heavily.
So what happened last night?
I'm going to tell you everything, and I don't have a lot of time. I can only trust you two because you two share a very similar mindset to me. And I am relying on you to believe me as I say this. By Verity and Korgrin have doing what they did, the magics placed on me have been disrupted for a very small time. I will tell you everything, and then it is your choice to decide if you want to tell the rest of them.
We are listening.
What do you know of the Succession War?
Next to fuck all. Bunch of posh dicks fighting over a chair that I'm never going to sit in.
Just that the one that's currently on the throne wasn't involved, apparently. And it started because Norkaya relinquished.
I gathered as much. Let me set something straight. Everything that is happening now, with Edgar, with the king, it stems from that war. As you may have realized from Melody's journal, we backed Rahab. He was a good fit to be king. At the cusp of victory, he was assassinated. They say it was loyalists to his brother Malik, but I've always suspected Edgar had a hand in it. Well, after that, Churia was the only one left. A 14-year-old boy. He had no experience, no training, nothing. Why do you think he survived?
because he's someone else's pawn.
You have to understand that me telling you any of this puts you in mortal danger.
I mean, we've pretty much been in mortal danger since the day we left Oakenheath.
It was Edgar and the ministers. They were able to dominate this boy's mind. On the outside, it would appear Cheerio is in charge. But the reason he hasn't been seen in public, the reason why Edgar operates without punishment, is because he is but a figurehead. It's the ministers who truly hold the reins. Hell, the reason Cheerio is even alive is because the Royal Guard and the Oathsworn are loyal to his station, if not him. Cheerio knows that if he leaves his castle, he will be killed by the minister's men, and his death hushed up. So to get around this, the ministers have placed one of their own next to him. At the first sign of rebelling, this Oathsworn will cut Cheerio's neck. The worst part is that Cheerio and the other Oathsworn have no suspicion. I only know this because that Oathsworn is George, my old friend. During the war, George and Miriam stole the shard we left behind in Meltokio. They hoped to unlock its powers for whatever mad ambition they had, and it drove them insane, however. And they ended up killing each other. George cut Miriam down, then turned his sword on himself in apparent suicide. It was, in fact, a terrible blood oath. He rose a few days later and he betrayed us again. When we went to see Cheerio, Melody, me, Cassandra, and your father, Rennas, George was already in the palace waiting for us as the new Oathsworn. Rennas, he killed your father as an example. The powers he had gained from the shard was not of this world. I do not know when George and the ministers aligned, but I know he serves their bidding despite his power. Cassandra was banished. I couldn't save her. I know not what plane she is on now, or if she's even alive. Melody, and you can see him shaking at this point, was imprisoned. She is here, in the capital, a knife at her throat constantly, in one of the minister's dungeons with all manners of protection and enchantments. I don't know which one. As for me, George carved this scar into my face and laced it with some form of energy. That's what's been disrupted temporarily. I am linked to him, and he knows each and every word I say. He can see what I see through the scar. It's why I'm always covered. It's why he calls me to be punished. That's the body situation. Each time I become less, even to the point the horrible feelings and visions I had when I was near the shard become so real that and he looks at you, Arri, I shoot some innocent man in a fit of unwarranted jealousy for talking to somebody I cared about. And he looks genuinely disgusted with himself. He killed me in battle and resurrected me with alterations. Because I am alert, quick, and he knows of my loyalty. He exploits that. If he knew I was telling you this, Melody would be killed and I would be changed. Like that night. Back when I first met you. Only worse. I am told what to say and when to say it sometimes too. Including vicious lies to hurt people. Or else Melody suffers. Or else others suffer. Heavens know how many have died because I tried to find some way to fight. George knows of you. The ministers know of you. But the king summoned you publicly before they could move against you. It bought you time, for George cannot act against the other Oathsworn without being destroyed. They are equal to him in strength. But George already considers you a threat. When George realizes there is a disruption in our connection, or he finds out I wrote what I wrote, and he has ways of finding out, some poor handmaiden will die. But that is a price I'm willing to pay, because I'm finally in a position where something can be done. I tell you two, and only you two, because you know what has to be done, regardless of the consequences, regardless of who may get caught in the crossfire. George has to die again. The ministers need to die. So when you see the king, and George is there, the first opportunity you get to slay him, regardless of the other Oathsworn, regardless of the Royal Guard, you two must kill George. It will save the king, break the minister's trump card, and then, finally, we can rescue Melody and save this country. He just sits down. He looks emotionally exhausted. This is what I've been hiding from you. And I hope you understand why I've been hiding it now.
I understand you wanted to protect Melody.
Korgrin and Verity are fight with. I had to wait until they were powerful enough to do this. I couldn't just say he'd hear.
I hope you forgive me, but you've told us so much before. I need to make sure.
What can I do?
I don't even know.
How long will George be disrupted for?
A few more minutes at best. Now, he can't hear you talk. He can only hear me talk, and he can only see what I see through this scar, but only if I am uncovered.
With your scar covered, we can still talk normally?
You can talk normally.
You can't hear him.
But
Okay.
anything I say, he will hear. Which is why I have to be very, very, very careful in regards to what I say. And he'll know that I've done something. And I'm not looking forward to it when he finds out.
And have you not been able to find any information on where Melody would be kept? I can't imagine you haven't been looking.
I have been looking and I have been punished for it. All I know is that she is here in the city. I hope you believe me. If not for me, at least for Bella's sake. It's her mother, for God's sake.
I believe you, unfortunately. I wish I didn't. It would make things much easier.
I believe you too. And I imagine that's why you brought the two of us in, because you knew it would be us that believes you.
Well, whether or not you believe me was inconsequential. I brought you two in because I knew that out of all of the party that I have been watching, you two are the ones who would act, who would not be bogged down by the alternatives, the setbacks, the flaws to the plan. You see your target. You know what has to be done, and you do it. Rennas, with that Lord, you saw an enemy that was attacking and punishing people, and you killed him. You didn't consider the consequences. You killed him. With Gurn in the Underdark, you saw the evils he had done. You didn't wait for anything else. You killed him because he needed to die.
I'm thinking Oathsworn George might be a little bit harder to take down. Which is why I don't think we can do it on our own, and we are probably going to need the support of the party at least.
And if we don't get it, we need to find a way to go in by ourselves.
Well,
the Oathsworn ever leave the palace?
They do. One. And I suspect he'll be coming today, maybe tomorrow, to come give you a message.
But that'll be Bellius, I assume, because he's the one that came to us before.
Yes. I work for Churio because that is what George commands me to. I try to be loyal to my king. I really do. He is a good man. He's just in over his head. He wants to do the right thing. He really does. But he's just... The ministers have been playing this game for far too long. He has the Royal Guard, he has the Oathsworn, and he has the Royal Palace. That's all he has. He's hoping to get you on his side, so that he can truly bring the peace to this city that he wants to bring to it. Everything is fucked here, because pieces of shit like that Wally Graffoon like to live in absolute luxury. Fuck everyone else.
If George were to die, what would happen to your link? Would anyone else be able to take that over? Would the ministers be able to use you the way he has been using you?
No, because that link exists because we both interacted with the Shard. Me only for a brief amount of time, but my mind was far more susceptible to that darkness than others. It left a scar.
Got him everywhere, haven't you?
A mental scar. I don't know. A spiritual one. Something that George is able to exploit.
Can you tell when George is actively looking through your scar? I'm assuming he must have to function in his own life. He can't just be doing it all the time.
I cannot tell, no. That's why I'm hidden all the time.
Where are you going to go? Because I imagine you can't stay with us because he's going to hunt you down if he's going to know that you've done this.
He'll punish me, but he won't know I've betrayed him yet. I plan to stick with you guys for as long as possible.
Him coming out to hunt him down would actually be a good thing,
Well,
which is why he probably won't do it.
In all honesty, if I left
You
you
won't do it
now,
yourself.
he would know something's up. It was a fortuitous thing. I wanted to come find you. I wanted to protect you guys. But he ordered me to do it. It was kind of killing two birds at the same time. He ordered me to keep an eye on you, to spy on you. What I said to you earlier is that I was your ally. I was right. I was telling the truth. And I have not been spying on you. Someone else has been spying on you through me. I'm simply a receiver.
Conduit.
Yes. And I've waited many years to try and find some way to resist, some opening, some possibility to fight back. And I finally have it. I don't think I have a lot of time left.
I understand.
Will you two do as I ask? Will you kill George? Will you?
I mean, I kind of wanted to kill him anyway. But we will be discussing this with the party.
Very well. Don't ask me to say anything, otherwise he'll know. I can watch, but I won't join in.
Just make sure you go scout a lot.
Well, he can't see you so long as I'm covered. But he can hear my words, every one of them.
Okay.
And with that, you all hear a small noise coming from Talion. And with that, his eyes go narrow and he ceases to talk.
Oh, that calls for a drink.
Mm.
So where are the rest of the party?
I'm
At this
awake
point?
again.
Are they downstairs or are they up in the...
They would be down. As far as I know, they're downstairs. Otti's taking a nap, lying in. So,
Well, that's ideal because a private room is probably better for this conversation. So we can go and kick Otti awake, unless Bella's with her, in which case we'll knock politely from outside of the door.
so Otti and maybe Bellatrix, you hear a knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to answer that? Who is it? What do you want?
Room service.
No! I put the pillow over my face and it's like, no!
Mm-mm.
What?
We've got those champagne and whipped cream you ordered. Oh, I'm getting death stares.
Get decent, we're coming in. And I
We're in separate beds, I should add.
Alright. How very conservative of you.
It was discussed beforehand while you were talking, it's fine.
Right, so Bellatrix and Otti, Rennas, Arrabella, and Talion walk into the room.
Right. First off, we'll explain why, and we will get to that. But, Talion is not going to be saying a single word for this entire conversation.
Hey.
I'll go get the other two.
Oh, sorry, I thought everyone would come up here with us.
And go
No.
get Korgrin and Verity.
Verity and Korgrin, you two are downstairs. I believe you are feasting, and what were you doing?
Care of the dog.
It looks like Verity's got
You
half a pint.
dwarvoses.
So
Even though
Arrabella
he's
has
currently
come
16.
If you like killing necromancers and getting caught in the underdark. Very much
down.
that.
Who likes that?
I like Pina Colada. You know, from the actual song. But yeah, anyway.
So Verity has
I don't know.
returned
I
after
feel like
being
at some
called away
point
by Talion.
after Talion got us to use our 5th level spells, which is my highest level spell, and I only get one of them, so I'm pretty pissed.
I got
Like,
two.
probably talking to Korgrin like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? I don't get it. Bartender, a drink for my owl.
Coming right up. Wait, you're owl? No, I don't think I've ever seen a drunk owl before. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Just who does he think he is?
Oh god.
He's a
The leader of our party?
Uh-oh.
No. He's underneath my boot.
Wow.
Someone got out of bed the wrong side.
Balls in my hand. I'll feed him
God.
back to
Someone
him.
may have woken
Oh,
up drunk
no.
and then added
We-
to it.
we should just
I'm
run
gonna
away.
put one
We
in
should
his mouth
just-
and one up his ass.
I'm going back
We
to
should
bed.
just use
This
our
is
money
too
here
much.
in the casino.
Putting your balls up
And
his
then
ass.
Run away to Maltopia.
They're
Never let me see
downstairs
it again,
at this point.
Korgrin.
Yeah, I'm there, just kind of looking at them and being like, you two, move upstairs. Stuff to discuss.
Oh, now he wants to discuss with us.
Oh, he's
No.
gonna make us do magic in another room.
I want to discuss with you. Do you want me to talk to you, or would you prefer to not know anything? Although, to be fair, the state you're both in, I think it's best if you know nothing right now.
It just sucks. He sucks.
Fine. Stay here. That's fine. And I need to pee anyway. I'll be back 2 seconds.
I'm also taking advantage of this.
Go ahead and have your peas then.
But I feel like I don't know, because I know Verity wants to talk to Korgrin to an extent of like getting rid of him, and her plan to want to talk to Reinstag to see if there is anything, because like we only knew of Talk of Dead, but then that Necromancer had something else. Like maybe there is a way we could still revive him now. Like we could talk to Reinstag. He's not so bad, and he knows a lot of powerful magic.
Well, I know for a fact that if you get powerful enough, you can resurrect someone. That could be done in a year. I don't know.
You have in your training, Korgrin, you know that in Legends, some speak of even Marcus himself actually became so powerful that he was known to bring back creatures from death that had been dead for roughly about a century.
So that's what I'm saying. And like, look how powerful we got in like the last week or so.
But it's not
really
the
good.
same. It's going to be a year and all the problems are going to be fixed and everything's going to be fine. And we won't have any use for his position. Not that that's a thing, but we need help
I just
now.
feel bad that I feel responsible for killing him. Like, if Talion was going to kill him, he might as well have just told us to leave him at the cabin. I mean, I didn't hate him that much at that point. I mean, the egg thing was kind of like a joke because I was kind of angry at him for flirting with my sister, which is completely understandable, surely. But then, like, you know, when the Arri thing happened with him, I was like, oh, okay, you know, I still like you enough to trust you to believe it was just an accident, but then he proves me wrong again, and now I just don't know what to believe anymore.
So do I, and I defended the man. I put my honour on the line. I always done this.
You're too good, Korgrin! I mean, I assume this is when Arri's like, move upstairs, and we're like, yeah!
Yeah.
To be honest, I would have been still talking about all of this while we were going upstairs anyway, being escorted by Arri. So I'm ranting about her boyfriend right behind her.
So Otti, Rennas, and Bella, you guys can hear an increasingly louder set of voices that are just kind of drunkenly moaning.
Rennas is jealous.
At this point, I kind of like get out of the bed. I get out of bed and I like go over to Bella's bed and I'm like, "Can you just like block my ears for this shit, please? I can't do this."
Okay.
And just like get in bed next to her and have wait for her hands to cover my ears.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the temptation to just start doing random first level spells to try and get wild magic surge. That's become my coping mechanism. Just turn me into a plant. I'd rather be a plant than this right now.
Why are there more people in my room now? What you want?
No, we were told to come here.
So, you are pushed inside by Arri and you close the door behind yourself, Arri.
It's okay, Korgrin. We could still
And
run
then
it.
I turn to Rennath and I really don't think that right now is the best time to talk to these two idiots.
On a scale of 1 to 7, how serious is this?
12.
7 being the max?
Yeah.
12.
Lesser restoration.
Your drunkenness leaves you.
What?
It must be really upsetting. I'd hate to sober up that quickly.
No hangover, so I can't really complain. Why do you think dwarves just drink all day, drink all night, work? You know, there's a lot of magic now.
It's okay. As I was saying, while you guys were downstairs.
Instead of making myself cleaner, I just make myself dirtier, and I'm just like, da-da!
Before we say anything, is anyone able to do a warden thing on this room? I'm not trusting of anything right now.
Do we want to have a psychic conversation? I.e., I can do the telepathy
Can
thing.
George hear his thoughts?
Alien, nod if George would be able to hear a psychic conversation.
He shakes his head.
Psychic conversation it is.
I genuinely think that it's worth checking anything right now. Like, there's no point using psychic conversation if he can't hear our words.
Yeah, but
It's
Talion
more
can talk.
that
Not that I know.
Yeah, but if we're having a psychic conversation, then one, he can't hear, like George can't hear the words anyway, but no one listening outside can hear the words. Permanent link just between us, so that's about as secret as it gets.
I start doing the telepathy thing. 10 minutes. You guys do whatever whilst I'm doing this.
So you sit in tense silence for a moment, for some minutes, as
Korgrin sneezes.
Verity finishes her ritual.
Thank you.
Let me just double check materials.
Why are you still here? Why?
Don't worry, I'll be inside your head soon.
That doesn't make it any better.
It's okay, Mama. It will all be very soon. We'll use our money. We'll get winnings, and then we will like move to Tokyo, and then no one will ever see us ever again, and we can just forget everything, and Edgar can just die by somebody else's hand, and everything will be fine.
10 minutes
And I'm
later,
just, like
you
stroking
finish the
her
ritual.
arm at this point whilst doing my spell. Like, it's fine.
Well, you have now finished the ritual, and telepathic bond is cast, and everyone in this room is now connected to each other psychically.
Okie doke. So this is quite a long bit of information we've just dumped on us.
Yeah.
So it all goes back to the Succession War, which I know that I knew fuck all about, but it doesn't really bother me either way. So obviously the party, our ancestors, they were backing Rahub. That's how it was pronounced. And Talion's pretty sure that it was Edgar that assassinated him, which would coincide with, if you remember, when me and Korgrin went to the little library and he had some award of great honour around the time of the Succession War. We didn't know what he'd done. It would make sense. Some generic award for murdering a small child. Swarm George.
Yeah.
Not a very nice chap. So Tanya had mentioned that he was that it was him that killed Nimbles, my dad. Not that I knew him, but still. But he has also been watching us through Talion this entire time, which isn't quite true because he can only see his little scar, which is why he keeps it covered all the time. Apparently, he can hear Talion speak. He can't hear anyone else speak to Talion. This is why Talion has to be careful with the words he uses around us and why he lies to us because he's told to by Oathsworn George. Now, Talion wants...
In short, Talion wants us to kill George. If we kill George, the king stops being a pawn, the ministers stop ruling everything. We save Melody, we avenge Nimbles, and peace and
I didn't
prosperity.
mention Melody yet. Melody's here, by the way.
Yeah, Melody's trapped in a dungeon with a knife against
Don't quite know where, but Talion is certain that Melody is in the capital.
They're using her to basically keep his loyalty.
The reason he had to ask for those spells, guys, that just disrupted the bond, but it doesn't last for long. That's why he only had a few minutes, and that's why he was just very keen to tell us. Seems to think that I'll be happily kill someone, which, we all know I would, and he's killed my dad already. However, I'd also quite like to leave the palace alive. So this is why I thought we'd have a slightly better plan than possibly I just kill him in plain view of all the other Oathsworn.
Well, that is a good question. A good point, Verity. Bella, with that information, how would you react?
Because it said so blasé. She's not very happy with that, but
Yeah, like Arri wouldn't know how best to say that, which is why she'd get it out. Just literally get it out. This is the information. This is what we've got to deal with. Like, I'll look at you apologetically as I'm saying it, but it needs to get out. There's no way of sugarcoating it.
On the one hand, Bella, it's horrible. On the other hand, she's here and there's a chance we can save her.
We just have to kill an Oathsworn, who, by the way, is currently supercharged with shout power. He also killed himself and Marion.
Yeah, Miriam. So when he killed Miriam, he then killed himself, but it was actually a secret blood oath, and he just came back stronger. Because if you strike him down, he'll come back more powerful than ever before.
I'm going to reluctantly turn around from in bed and be like, oh, too early. Why are you doing this? And I just want to look at Rennas and look at Arri and really look at them and do an insight on them just to see if what is going on and whether they believe it.
Okay. Go to make an insight check.
I'll add, when Otti starts looking at me, that, I know Talian's lied to us a hell of a lot. This would pretty much explain.
It's a pretty high roll, Verity. I'd say you get a pretty good insight as to how Rennas and Arri are processing this. So would you two like to tell Otti how your characters are reacting to this information?
It's all obviously a bit of a shock, but I do believe him. It would explain a lot of the strange behaviour from this annoying little bellend. Because there are genuinely times and things that he can't do or say and had to hide things from us because George can hear everything he says. So therefore he can't always answer our questions. In fact, I imagine that time in the fucking zone of truth must have been fun for him.
Arri is more or less the same. She's a bit like, she's fully aware that he has lied to us in the past. But she genuinely thinks he's telling the truth this time. 100% believes it. With a bit, a little bit of salt in of doubt, but...
Trepidation.
But she's pretty certain that this is the truth. And it's kind of what we've all suspected as well, that the king is a pawn. And it's just solidified that for us.
But Talion also does believe the king is a good person and is trying to do the right thing, but just has literally no power because he's under control of George and the ministers.
And the second he tries anything, they'll kill him. And, basically cover it up because they make him not leave the palace. And it'll be really easy because of that.
And then I know that Bella's annoyed, but I'm gonna look at Korgrin and I'm gonna say, any suggestions?
None. I don't have any. I'm tuckered out. We've just spent the last 10 days chasing our own tails, chasing a ghost, when this fucker right here probably knew exactly what was going to happen to the body as soon as he killed him. Which I'd like to remind everyone. Still killed him. And now we've got to rescue the crown from its ruling underclass. Its ruling ministers.
The ruling ministers that are in league with Edgar, yeah.
I mean, we don't technically have to go home at any point.
Yeah.
But I really want this Edgar guy to... I want it to do anything that's going to fight back against Edgar. If this is going to be the smallest possible inconvenience to him ever, I will give my life to stub that fucker's toe right now.
And if they've got Melody, then we have to go and do it to help Melody.
I know.
Is she really insane, or was that just another lie?
He didn't say, but I can't imagine it would be easy being where she is. I imagine she would love to see you again, though. I am genuinely sorry with how I said it. It's
okay, I get it. I get it.
I don't do emotion.
I know. It's
I
just a
will
lot.
try. It is. It is. It is an awful lot, and I can guarantee you that we've missed things out. But yeah, all we know is that she's in one of the minister's dungeons under a lot of protections, under a lot of I did write it down. Protections and enchantments. So I'm not even sure if we'd be able to find her if we tried, unless we did it physically.
How do we know that by killing George, that will help get Melody out, though? If she's on all these enchantments by all these people, how do we know that killing George is going to be the answer to helping?
Killing George isn't about directly helping Melody, unfortunately. Killing George is about getting the king out from underneath the minister's grasp. George is their trump card. He can kill the king at any time. However, by damaging their organisation, which George is obviously an important part of it, anything that makes them weaker makes us stronger, and then we can use that to hopefully, find Melody. At the moment, I don't even know where to start looking for Melody. Alien has looked. Obviously, George knows when he goes looking for Melody, and George is not very keen on that happening. We have nothing we can help with, unfortunately. So, the city's a big place. I don't even know who these ministers are.
It's up to you, Verity, if you wanted Talion to be.
I assumed he was. That's why I asked about the insanity thing. I was assuming Talion would answer.
Talion will say psychically, well, as you know, Korgrin, with what you've discovered through your own magic, is that your father is protected by anti-divination magic. I doubt you'll be able to look on him in any time soon. He is saying this psychically.
Okay. I'll be honest, I don't really know what that was in reference to.
Remember, you scribed on your father.
Yes, yeah, but
He's basically... He put an emphasis on the anti-divination magic.
So we're not going to be able to find Melody that way.
Like,
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, well, basically, Rennas and Arri, you guys are insightful to know that he put a double meaning in that message.
I mean, no, I'm playing.
You get,
Is there anything else that works that's not divination? Is there anything else that would accomplish the same goal?
Scrying, determining anything about anyone or anything is learning their fate, is learning something about them. You're learning the truth. You're divining. It's all in divination.
Yeah, I think the only way that we're going to find her is through interrogation and footwork, unfortunately.
Ultimately, if these are the ministers we're referring to, they're not going to be in the common slums of the lower district. They're going to be in the Skyhold. They're going to be in the top brass. They're going to be up there, and Korgrin gestures vaguely to, beyond the sky bridge. They're going to be cushy with their...
Will be when we meet the king.
Our only opportunity. Because we do not have access to the Skyhold. We do not have access to anywhere up there. We've been given an invitation by Reichstag, and even then, I can imagine every royal, everyone of any blood, probably loathed the moment that he did, that we ever tread foot upon their holy ground.
Chuckle.
But when we get the invitation from the king, that'll get it.
In response to what you said, Corey.
The king is actually... It's probably one of the few things that he's done without permission, is invite us very publicly as an audience. And that is the only reason why we're getting there, because it was announced.
I mean, if you look back on it, an oath sworn just never ever comes down to this, came to find you outside of your tavern to chat with you in the street. That has never happened before in living memory.
And we can always call in Reichstag. Get him to kill the ministers.
What I would like to stress is that we probably only have one shot at this. This isn't something we can play sloppy cleanup at, and I stare daggers at Talion. This is we get two.
Talion would obviously not be coming in with us, but yeah.
If anything, that would be more suspicious. That if this psychic connection or whatever connection it is, the person who has been with us through everything suddenly no longer is with us. If this magic is blocked by his mask covering the scar, which prevents.
I'm going to stay by you guys for as long as I have an oath to uphold.
Oh, there we go then.
He has to.
Yep.
No, you can send me away as much as you like, but I'll have you know I'll watch you from afar if that's the case. And I have said this multiple times.
That you have.
So he's going to be coming with. It's going to be more suspicious if he doesn't.
Now, Arri and Rennas, now that you're aware of the information that Talion has told you, you get the feeling that a lot of the things he's saying are very well rehearsed lines.
Yeah. Because they're generic responses. I'm not saying this out loud, I'm just thinking it, but they're generic responses that you could say that wouldn't give George any insight as to what we've been speaking about.
No, but very much underlying meaning.
Yeah. Bellius is likely to be coming to us in the next day or so to hopefully issue us with an invitation. I'm sure word has spread that we've completed these tasks. Is it worth trying to persuade him in any way, shape or form? I mean, he'd have no reason to believe us, but for example, if you cast Zone of Truth on us as an entire party and we all stood there and said exactly what
But what we deem as the truth is not necessarily the truth. If I believe that a man killed a deer, but it was actually a bear, and I didn't see the bear, I believe truthfully that it is the man that killed a deer, not that it was the bear. It's all based on your own perception. It's all based on that. This could just be what we've been told. It's written on a letter, and we believe it wholeheartedly. It doesn't make it the truth.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we have been told it by someone else. We've got no reason to, and we don't actually know any of this ourselves. We have no evidence.
What we would be doing is accusing someone who is an elite high member of the guard who is tasked with protecting the king. That is their life. That is all they do. With pretty much treason. It's not going to go down well.
We wouldn't be.
I am sorry that it came this way.
No, you're not.
I am sorry that it came to this.
No, you're not.
Korgrin. I am really, really sorry about what happened to Malkaya, but I would suggest you put it to the back of your mind towards getting into the capital.
I think we need to have a conversation without you in the room at the moment because we can't exactly trust you.
All I've ever done is try to help you.
And I understand that, but you've woven so many lies that we didn't trust you, and then we kind of trust you a little bit, and then you broke that trust, and now this is pretty huge.
If that's your prerogative, I will walk away, but I will keep watch on you.
I'm going to suggest that you give us some time to chill out and have a conversation about this. There is one thing I do want to know, and I need you to be really truthful, because when you went to go and see the elven slums and you reported back to us what you saw, did anyone else see that? Did they in the Sky District see what you saw? Because that could be putting their lives in risk.
I told you what I saw.
Okay.
Just a random thing. He technically didn't tell you anything I told you. But
You still haven't told me
I'll
shit.
I'll redact that and say, I told Arri what I saw. And his eyes are kind of wide in of like, kind of, please understand me sort of way.
Where is Arwen?
She's in the shelters with the other refugees.
Can you go and get her and bring her here to us, please?
Of course. And
Thank you.
he leaves the room. So Italian is no longer in the room.
What questions, queries?
I hate him.
You don't have to like him to believe him.
Ooh. Sorry if my mic is still echoey. I'm gonna go to like the room servicey thing and be like, we're gonna need like some comfort food.
I don't think there's
hot
anything
chocolate
like that here.
maybe?
I think that was the casino.
Are we in the casino hotel?
No, you're just in a
No,
regular
we're in-
hotel now.
We're in like the
Oh,
winter's
then I'm
respite.
gonna go and get my own
Yeah,
room
the winter's
service.
From memory, thank you very
Yeah.
much. Haven't got that
I
written
don't
down
know.
anywhere.
At the moment those is, I'm just gonna like bring it
Alright.
up. Or I'm gonna just like sit in front of Bella and just be like, I'm really, 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 really sorry. Your mum is dragged into a lot of this. It's like Korgrin's dad. They don't deserve it.
Excuse me.
I'm sure they don't. I don't know. It's hard to believe anything now. I've heard a lot about my mum.
Ironically, all from Talion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really doesn't help himself.
Like necklace thing.
I don't think he's been able to help himself.
Was he, by saying the opposite, was he saying that, divination magic would be able to work on her?
I
No,
got
I
it.
think he was saying it.
No, he was just stressing that anti-divination fields were enforced, so possibly any other magic would work. Maybe if we were to get close enough, we would still be able to use magic in the area, was what he was implying.
It's basically just we can't determine where she is by scrying or by communicating through magical means.
Instead, we'll have to grab someone, tie them up, and interrogate them.
I could try something for you, Melody, but I don't know how accurate it would be.
What's the plan?
I have commune now. I can try asking Steve. Do you want me to try?
Yeah.
Like, ask any questions? Sure, let's ask the unicorn. Unicorns are nice, even if they sometimes trust assholes. Like, why would you be friends with that unicorn? Why would the unicorn be friends with me if you're such a dork? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get ready to set up a commune, because I have that now.
Okay.
And Bella, if you want to help me, can you do some drawings of unicorns for Steve or something? I don't have much to do for circle.
So, unfortunately, I am going to try and want to brevity this a longer because I actually had to get up at 5 a.m. So you're able to do your commune with Steve. What do you ask him?
Whatever questions Bella might have about her mum. So, is she safe, maybe? Well, not is she safe, but is she alive?
Steve cannot tell. Unfortunately, Steve isn't powerful enough to find out.
Ooh, might be a lost cause then if you can't find that shit out. Location would be best, but we kind of know.
Yeah. So, well, all right. It's basically in reading that, I'll basically in regards to is she okay, where she is, how do I get to her, stuff like that. It's all unclear.
I'm sorry.
Because unfortunately, because that question does, it's beyond your deity's knowledge. So.
We tried. I appreciate it.
All right.
I got a feeling it's going to be more difficult. Oh, go ahead.
So,
sorry, Arri, you were saying?
There is another way to get in. We can go through the slums. By all accounts, they're nigh on there anyway.
This is true, but I don't think last hurrah charge with a bunch of half-dead elves or half-dead
Oh, I didn't mean
half-elves.
take them with us. No,
So they're just going to dig this tunnel and then stand back and let us do all the work. I think they've been digging the tunnel themselves to get a bit of revenge.
Alright.
They're just going to
So-
die in the
together at the
process.
same time.
Sorry, I do apologise, guys. I know you want to roleplay this a little bit.
Yeah.
Later on that day, a messenger, a Drukayanite, is sent to you with a small escort. He brings you knowledge that the Crown is aware that you completed 2 of the appointed tasks, and he would like to ask you whether or not the party at this junction would like to go and meet the king.
I want to be full rested. I want to be going in there with
You won't
the right
be
spells.
you won't be going to meet him now. He just wants to know, basically, are you done with the tasks, and will you be now seeking an audience with the king?
Oh, then I think yes. I think
Yeah.
we're at the point where
We still have a grudge to fill with Vectra, but we'll do that in our own time on the way out. But yeah, we'll go
Right.
see the king.
Okay. So, the message is passed on. I'm just getting my eyes up here. Alright. Alright, so it takes another half day before a reply is sent to you in the form of a royal sealed mail. And it tells you that your audience with the king will be in 7 days' time. It goes on to determine that as you will not be participating in the other tasks, the king will be assigning other people to get them done. So, with that said, you guys now have got 6 days of downtime. In that downtime, Talion will come to you on the second day, and he will tell you that he has actually been chosen to escort the emissary along with a bunch of people to go and open the frost gates. So he's going to be away for a couple of days.
Do you mind drawing me a map before you go, Mr. Talion, of where Lorandir, where Lorandir's little cubby hole is?
He promises he'll show you when he gets back.
I didn't really want Bellend knowing you were showing me, though.
Well, you've already discussed it, so
This is fair.
yeah.
Okay.
Titan Icebane, his assassination has been given to a group you're familiar with, the Silent Sisters. So they will be leaving the capital for an undisclosed amount of time in an attempt to kill Titan Icebane. Vectra will be pursued by a paid commission of the king's best hunters, and they will leave.
Stealing our glory. But I guess that's our fault.
And I tell
Always too much to do.
Talion, as much as I loathe the man right now, to be as slow as possible getting to the frost gates.
Well, he'll be on horse, so he'll...
Fine, he's used to killing things. He can kill the horses.
And he'll be travelling with a group, so...
Yeah, that's fine. You can kill those people too. But just be slow about it. Lead them on the wrong tracks. I don't care as long as they all make it there alive and back. But whatever, just drag it out because at the end of the day, we still don't know if Edgar is going to be making his way to the capital and taking it over by force or some such.
All right, so because I wanted to get to this point by the end of the day, with your 6 days of downtime, what would you guys like to do?
Oh, well, this session changed a few things, so I don't really know.
I'd probably like to see how the translation on the book I took to the menagerie is going.
It's going rather well, but they still need a couple more weeks. But they've gotten the base vowels down.
Okay.
I have a large list of things I want to do. Oh, is this going to carry on to next session? Because are there now things that
I'd
need to be
like-
added to this?
Well, it depends if any of these things need to be role played or not. I had hoped to get the downtime activities out of the way by the end of tonight. Actually,
I mean, well, I've pretty much done most of the things I wanted to do anyway. I've written all the letters that I wanted to write and post and stuff. And the
Right.
other things I can have a list done by like tomorrow, Friday, and
Yeah.
send it over to you before the weekend. And I
Yeah,
think there's
I
one thing on there that might need a little bit of detail,
okay.
and that's just doing some research on Maltokyo and Patai. Patai?
Oh, Patty.
Patty. That's the only really, yeah. The others are letters and stuff.
Right. If you could send me what those letters are, so I could read them, who they're addressed to, that'd be great.
Yep, no worries.
All right. So, okay. So you'll be sending various letters and researching on Suwa and Patty. Anything else you'd like to do that would require some time, Otti?
I've just put at the bottom date night.
Right. You'll have a date night with Bella at some
Wait, yeah.
Just assume it's with Bella.
Better be about.
It's like Incubus, you know.
Hey.
Rennas,
fine.
I have reserved the day for you to the Pantheon.
Yep, that was
Uh,
like pretty much the only things I had was visiting the Pantheon and going to see Malar and thanking her, chatting about Vanis. We donate like some gold in a little pot, which I'm sure was there because of religion. They're all bloody corrupt bastards. And the other thing was just Loander's little hidey hole. I also want to buy some magic arrows.
You're going to visit who? Sorry.
So I wanted to go to the Pantheon things and go to the servant because it was Malar that Vanas was a servant of.
Oh yes.
I just wanted to make a donation and do something quite rare for Rennas, which was actually pray and thank her for having decent servants. I was quite impressed.
Right there. Okay. So you'll wait to the Pantheon and make a tribute to Malar.
Indeed, Loander was the other one, but after Italian to get back, and I also want to buy some magic arrows. I don't care what magic arrows they are, just any fucking magic arrows.
Well, by the end of these 6 days, Raziel Commerce will be fully opened again. So, I would put a magical arrow at, considering the inflation, it would be 10 gold per arrow.
That's fine. I will take 10.
All right, so that's what Rennas does. Bellatrix, I know obviously a lot of changed for you. What was your initial list of things that you did 6 days?
All very basic stuff, but like I said, they are due to change. I will have a think after the session and write them up and send them to you ASAP.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
No worries. Arri, what would you like to get done?
Arri doesn't really have much that she wants to get done, to be honest.
I mean, you can
There's
spend
not
6
really
days
a lot of
working
it.
towards a skill, like a proficiency, or even raising an attribute.
She'll probably try to raise a dex attribute then if she can.
What's
Let's
your
go-
dex attribute at the moment?
It's high-ish. Nowhere near as high as Rennas' mind. But it is 17.
17. All right. So you're going to require. I'll confirm the days
A lot
for
of
you.
time.
It will take a lot of time, but you can at least add 6
Yeah.
days to it. So
I'll just start doing parkour around the city,
get used to do it all Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah. Jump
Wow.
into hay bales.
Okay. Verity, what did you do in 6 days? Is she talking again? And I can't hear her.
Nope.
No, she muted.
Verity.
Verity, can you hear us?
I started
There we go.
talking as well. I'm a dumbass. I wanted to do as much research as possible on George, just to know what kind of fighting style he is, like what we could be expected to go into.
All right.
Like I said, I don't want this to be a Edgar at the Frostgate Part 2 where we
Yeah.
think we have this and then we're fucking annihilated. I want to know what kind of magical items he's been awarded in the past.
Can you make a history check for me now, please?
Oh, why me?
It's not something that you would fail in. It's just literally of how much you would learn.
Oh,
Always tides of chaos yourself.
I only. Yeah. I guess I'll do that.
Yeah. 17. All right.
17.
I'll send you some information on Discord.
Okay, cool. Just something to prep us before we go into this.
Yes.
And then, how many long rest worth of studying do you think I could do?
Well,
'Cause
you
if a
get
long
one
rest is
long
8
rest
hours-
a day. You get one long rest a day. Basically, you get the
Right.
benefits of one long rest a day, basically.
Yeah, but no, I'm just because how I've written my intelligence thing down is how many long rests I have left. But if I've got nothing to do in a day, I could technically do 16 hours opposed to 18 hours of studying.
Yeah.
So how many 8 hours do you think I could get done?
Let's just call it a square 12, like half and half for a day.
How many?
12 hours a day.
12 hours a day. So
Yeah, if you-
6 12 hours.
Yeah.
Go. So 6 times 12.
70.
So that's 70 long
Oh,
rests.
72, sorry.
72. Sorry. So
Yeah.
Oh shit! So then that means I only have 35 long rests left.
There we go.
But I raised my intelligence
There we
by
go.
2.
Okay. So, that's everything Gracie wants to do. Korgrin, I know you went to the embassy. We'll have to do that next session, but was there anything else you wanted to do?
I would like to semi-sneak, semi-go into Raziel Commerce. People Korgrin feels like he has done wrong, and in as much time as he can per day, distribute food via create food and water.
You create a lot of goodwill for you and the rest of the group in Raziel Commerce doing this, to the point where the people sing you praises. So it's not just fame from the winning the arena that you've got, but you've also now acquired a lot of fame as being a philanthropist and a savior who gives freely without any thought for themselves.
But for reference, I can make 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water, which would all be going into the bag of holding, which would be dispensed via the bag of holding.
Yeah.
That's per cast as well, so that's a lot of casts I could do if necessary.
Yeah, so you are able to feed a lot of people who would not have been fed. Like as you know, a lot of there are a few clerics in the city that go from district to district to distribute food, doing exactly the same method. That's how they've been able to survive without the tributes. But obviously, the tributes are necessary just for the lifeline of this place, and also why clerics are a very valuable commodity. And actually, probably by doing this, Korgrin, after a day or two, you will be given an honor escort by the Jurassians of at least 12 men at any given time. Purely because they just don't want any unsavory characters to capture you for them to distribute food at their own leisure to make a hell of a lot of money.
I would like to see them try, but understandable.
Well, desperate people do desperate things, so
Desperate people get themselves knocked out sideways.
yeah.
That's fair. I will not say no to the guard.
So, well, with that all in mind, we'll call it an end to that tonight's session, guys.